Had 16 in the half on the inside on 8 of 9 shooting. Second half, they were getting whatever they wanted, including the Wrangler highlight of the game.
9:40 to go in the game, and the Mountaineers are stretching it out. Irvin on the right wing, gets it up Adebayo, dashes to the roof, big two-hand stop. Dola Adebayo in the second half is dominating. 10 of his 18 points since the break, and Mount St. Mary's takes a 68-51 lead with 9:34 to go in the second half, closing in on their third NCAA tournament win in program history.
And it's the highlight of the game, sponsored by Wrangler. Here's to the early risers, the go-getters. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Wrangler for the ride of life. We are riding this tournament all the way to San Antonio. We are 3 games in, Nick Bod, of 67. And a pretty impressive performance for Mount St. Mary's. We'll get to Duke later in the week, but 58% from the floor in this win.
Yeah, and to me, the number that I look at was they were 70% from 2-point range, 21 of 30 from 2. So their ability to get easy baskets, and certainly no Matt Rogers, it makes a huge impact. I mean, you almost got to preface everything in this game with American's best player goes down, and not only is he their leading scorer, the usage for him is incredibly high. The rest of American's team is kind of a roster of role players, and all of a sudden they were having to manufacture shots themselves. Even though they made 13 threes, it just was going to be an uphill battle.
And they were still in it. It was a 5-point game until that 12-0 run that was capped by that dunk we just played. I mean, they were still in the ball game.
Yeah, the whole name of the game in these sort of situations is to try to put game pressure on your opponent when it gets to under for media timeout, because you start to play not to lose instead of staying aggressive. And that was what Mount St. Mary's did a good job throughout the whole game. They had their foot on the gas and played with such confidence. 4 players in double figures. They had 17 team assists. I mentioned during the game, this is a team in Mount St. Mary's that came into tonight 359th in the country in turnover percentage. To put that in perspective, there are only 5 Division I college basketball teams that turn the ball over more from a percentage standpoint than Mount St. Mary's. They did a much better job of just taking care of the ball. I think you can see it when this team doesn't turn the ball over. They got some capable guys of making shots, whether it's Adebayo or Hobbs. And Cordelia was terrific. 10 of 11 from the floor. He just dominated inside.
Yeah, and afterwards here with us on Westwood One said it's time to go after Duke. All right, we checked the tournament summary. Sponsored by Marriott Bonvoy. Take your game day rituals on the road with Marriott Bonvoy. Over 30 hotel brands for every kind of fan. Explore more at MarriottBonvoy.com/NCAA. Now, Mount St. Mary's no longer in the same conference they used to be. They are in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. They get the win for that conference. It is their 3rd win in school history, but all of them have come in Dayton in the first 4. But hey, listen, the conference will take it. The school will take it. Every part of it.
Absolutely. And now you get a date with the bluest of blue blood, face of college basketball this season in Cooper Flagg. So this is what it's all about. I mean, they have to be so darn excited in that locker room. Not only that they just won an NCAA tournament game, but now you get a chance to go toe-to-toe with Duke. And if you're a player on Mount St. Mary's team, you couldn't ask for anything more in the NCAA tournament.
No question. This has been the All-State Tournament postgame show on Westwood One. Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. 83-72, Mount St. Mary's over American. Texas and Xavier coming up next. They'll tip it off in 14 minutes from the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
Did you know? VA home loans are a key to home ownership for those who served.
I would tell anybody who is interested in getting a VA loan to just do it.
For me, the best thing about the VA loan was the simplicity of it. I was expecting, government paperwork. It was going to go on forever, and it just wasn't.
Since the down payment for a VA loan is minimal, we were able to purchase this home and then use the money that we were going to use as a down to actually fix up the home.
And the only way we could do that was because the nest egg that we had saved for the down payment, we didn't have to use because we went the VA route.
This is a wonderful benefit that veterans can take advantage of.
In the military, we make a lot of sacrifices. We're away from our family a lot. And with the VA loan, it's a way that it makes it easier for us to get a home.
To learn more about VA home loans, Visit va.gov/home loans.
My life was challenging from the beginning.
Daisy spent most of her life in and out of foster care.
It's always in the back of your mind. When am I going to have to move again?
Daisy finally has the safe, permanent home she deserves, thanks to the work of the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, which is committed to finding forever families for the longest-waiting children in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
At Movember, we're best known for the mustache. Well, here's the thing. Men's health deserves support year-round, which is why we're more than a month, more than mustaches. All year round, we're doing more. We're delivering more research, more treatments, doing more to help men live happier, healthier, longer lives. But we need your support, because the more we can do, the more fathers, brothers, partners, sons we can protect. Movember, more than a month. Learn more at Movember.com.
Furnished by Movember.
All right, Jason Horowitz, Nick Baugh, happy to have you back with us here in our Westwood One studios. Get to tip off Dayton for the final time here in 2025. Texas and Xavier with the right to go to Milwaukee and take on Illinois on Friday night. And for Texas, the team, yes, they only went 6-12 in SEC play this season. They are a 15-loss team, which is the tied for the most ever by an at-large team into the field. But they have Trey Johnson, who scored 19.8 points per game this season, most in the country among freshmen.
Even when I know I'm not on, I still got to keep shooting open shots if I get the opportunity. Like, I can't pass anything down. But still just being aggressive on offense while also doing something other in other categories, like maybe getting more rebounds than I usually do, more assists, be more facilitating. Because every time I get the ball, people are going to look, people are going to load. So just even if I'm not on, if I'm having an off night, just still getting other teammates involved or helping out rebounds, doing other things on the court besides just scoring.
Which is actually important because Texas is 16-8 when he does not score 24 points. They are 3-7 when he does. On the other side, Sean Miller knows his squad is going to have the home court advantage because unlike most of the teams coming to Dayton, his team doesn't have to go very far. And he's with Nate Gatter.
Coach, normally we start all these interviews with, well, I'm sure it's been such a whirlwind getting here to Dayton on short notice. For you guys, it's just a short drive, so it makes things a little bit easier.
No, for sure. And we recognize that. You know, we've been able to have a couple good practices, and it's just a 45-minute drive.
Coach, you guys have a lot of familiarity with this arena in program history. Haven't been here for a regular season game in a while, but you did get the exhibition game against Dayton back in October. Obviously, you wouldn't have scheduled that thinking, well, what if we're at the first four? But does it help a little bit just to have all these guys having familiarity with the arena?
I really think it does because we've done this before. We made the same drive. We had a game because it was open to the public. It was a public scrimmage. It was a great crowd. And, you know, I think anytime you have familiarity with an arena, with a city, with a trip, that it's helpful, especially if it happens in the same year.
One of the great stories about your team is the veteran guys you have who have been great college basketball players for a number of years and haven't gotten to play in the NCAA tournament. That's Zach Fremantle, who wasn't healthy for your 2023 Sweet 16 run. It's Ryan Conwell, who got snubbed with Indiana State last year. It's Davion McKnight, who had to watch Western Kentucky go to the tournament the year after he transferred to Xavier. How happy were you for those guys when you saw your name pop up?
I was thrilled. You know, thrilled for everybody. You know, certainly it always starts with the players. And you're right. We have some great storylines because we have a number of different players that have overcome adversity and obstacles, whether it be here in our program or previously before they came here. But it's also just such a climb to make the tournament. And, you know, you have the highs of the high and the lows of the lows during the season. And for things to get to Selection Sunday when, you know, quite frankly, you're hopeful you can be in, but you don't know. And when you hear your name called, it's really an indescribable moment. And it's filled with great joy, especially for a coach seeing his players experience that.
There is a surprising amount of familiarity in recent tournament history between Xavier and Texas, including your first year back at Xavier playing them in the Sweet 16 a couple of years ago. Obviously, in college basketball now, there's a lot of turnover from year to year, and 2 years is a long time in terms of roster building and roster management. Texas doesn't have a single guy from that team still on the roster. How much, if anything, does that come into play?
It doesn't come into play a lot. I think the only guy we have on our roster that played in the game is Jerome Hunter. Other than that, we're just like Texas. And, to your point, everything's brand new. But, I do think that we learned a lot about Texas when we played them 2 years ago, in that they were incredibly physical. Their defense, I thought, really jumped off the page against our team in that Sweet 16 matchup. And when you experience something like that, a lot of times there is some carryover in terms of their identity, how they play. And just watching Texas, again, I think they have a lot of pride in their defense, physical, athletic, and certainly we have our hands full.
Coach, thanks a lot for your time. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Nate. Thank you very much. Of course, Sean Miller knows the NCAA tournament very, very well. And you and I were talking here as we were listening to Sean Miller and also hearing from Trey Johnson. Obviously, when you've got a guy who's second only to Kevin Durant in Texas freshman scoring history, you're going to get attention. But there's someone else that stands out.
Yeah, Tremont Mark, I think, for Texas is incredibly important. Keep in mind, this is a guy that played 3 years at Houston. And in his time at Houston, he played in 8 NCAA tournament games, including playing 20 minutes in a Final Four game. And so Trey Johnson, a true freshman, NCAA tournament in Dayton against Xavier, that's going to be, as we've talked about, that's going to be a very pro-Xavier crowd. I think Mark's ability to handle the ball, settle his team in, settle his fellow freshmen into the game, I think is going to be incredibly important for Texas in this one.
You mentioned all those games for Tremont Mark. That Final Four, though, was at Indianapolis. So it was in the bubble of the Final Four.
True.
But after that, 22, 23, right. Those had full crowds.
Those had full crowds. And it just, the NCAA tournament, until you've stepped on the floor, it's different, man. The pressure of it, everything is ratcheted up another level. So I just think Mark is very important. Sure, Johnson needs to score, and keep in mind, he's got 3 games of 30-plus points. And you may think, okay, did he do that against Roast Beef State and Panera Bread Tech? No, he did it against Arkansas, against Kentucky, and against Texas A&M. So he got buckets against the elite of the elite competition.
I don't know if they sell roast beef at Panera, but we're going to look that up here during the break. Hey, don't forget that if you can't get our tournament broadcast on the radio, you can listen online at westwood1sports.com and ncaa.com.
Late Friday night in Milwaukee, we have the 11th-seeded Texas Longhorns and the 11th-seeded Xavier Musketeers, who are playing less than 50 miles from their home arena at the Cintas Center, less than an hour's drive north from suburban Cincinnati up to Dayton. Nate Gatter, King McClure, our entire Westwood One crew with you from UD Arena. Time for the keys to the game, sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a Realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. All right, King, let's start with Texas.
Yeah, since they're on the road, Nate, they have to guard the three-point line. This is the Xavier team that shoots 40% from the three, and you have to find a way to contain Conwell. His ability to be able to spark up. We saw what he did last game against Marquette. 38. This young man can get buckets with the best of them. And for the home team, Xavier, you got to push the tempo. Xavier is 46th in average possession.
Work days are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. For Texas, a 19-15 record, 6-12 in the SEC. Plumbing off a loss to Tennessee in the SEC quarterfinals last Friday in Nashville, 83-72. They said that might have prepared them for this game, having to play Vanderbilt and then Tennessee in Nashville, which was hostile territory. Third-year head coach Rodney Terry goes to the backcourt with, of course, Trey Johnson, the 6'6 freshman, the SEC's leading scorer at just under 20 points a game. He's joined by the veteran grad student Tremont Mark, who has played 8 games in the NCAA tournament when he was at Houston before spending last year at Arkansas, this year at Texas. Jordan Pope is the third guard at 11 points a game. In the front court, the leading rebounder at 7.5 per game, Arthur Kaluma, a veteran of the NCAA tournament himself from his days at Creighton. And Caden Shedrick is the big man in the middle at 6'11". He's in his 4th NCAA tournament. He played in 2 at Virginia. This is now his 2nd at Texas. Meanwhile, for Xavier, 21-11, 13-7 in the Big East, coming off a really disappointing 2-point loss to Marquette in the Big East semifinals last Thursday night in New York City. I should say the Big East quarterfinals last Thursday night in New York City. A game they led by 14 with 17 minutes to go. They gave up 53 points in the second half. Davion McKnight is their point guard. He averages more than 4 assists per game to lead the team. joined by Marcus Foster in the backcourt, Dalen Swain, and Ryan Conwell, who averages nearly 17 points a game. He was snubbed from the NCAA tournament last year at Indiana State, along with a couple of former Sycamore's teammates coming off the bench for Texas in Kent and Larry. Zach Fremantle is the big man. 6'9" grad student, second team all Big East, team high 17 points, 7 rebounds per game. It's his 6th year at Xavier. Tonight will be his 134th appearance in a Musketeers uniform. It will be his first game in the NCAA tournament. He has battled so many health issues. He was not on the court for Xavier in the 2023 run to the Sweet 16. He will finally get to play in the big dance less than 50 miles from his home arena tonight. Once again for Texas, the backcourt of Pope, Johnson, and Mark. Frontcourt of Kaluma and Shedrick. For Xavier, the guards are McKnight, Conwell, Foster, and Swain. The forward is Fremantle. Sean Miller is the coach of the Musketeers in his 3rd season of his current stint, his 8th overall, leading X. Time now for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries, and they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Shedrick for Texas, Fremantle for Xavier. Shedrick wins the tip. Back to his point guard, Jordan Pope, who brings it ahead left to right for Texas in those classic burnt orange uniforms of the Texas. Person stripped across the chest, working against Xavier's man-to-man attack at the rim to our right. The Musketeers in their navy with white trim. Far side of the left wing, a drive by Pope, a step back on the left baseline. He thought about the jumper, throws it out to Mark. High left side, 8 on the timer. On the dribble, straight away, rise and fire, lefty 3. Missed it off to the left side of the rebound, tracked down on the bounce by Davion McKnight. In his first NCAA tournament game, in transition, Marcus Foster, right wing 3. Missed it too strong, and it's rebounded by Jordan Pope for Texas. He's on the run left to right, dashes in, right of the paint, stumbled, got away with an extra tip, gets rid of it to Draymond Mark, trailing the play, who lays it up and in for Texas, the opening bucket.
And that's when Pope is at his best. In transition, we know he's a scorer, but when he can find people, especially to the cutters, that's when Pope is at his best.
Ryan Conwell straight away, Xavier throws it to Swain. Left corner, catch and shoot 3. Missed it too strong. High arcing rebound, batted out by Foster to Swain. Xavier gets a second chance at a kicked ball as Swain was driving into the paint. Xavier keeps it with 20 on the reset shot clock. For what it's worth, because Tremont Mark, as well as Ryan Conwell, have already taken shots in this game. We have a bunch of lefties in this one. Davion McKnight is a lefty shooter as well. A lot of points going to come off left hands. Fremantle thought about a straight-on 3. Penetrates up the middle. Spins back to a right-hand hook. Missed it off the back rim. And a strong rebound by the 6'11" Shedrick in the middle for Texas. Trey Johnson dribbling in the front court for the Longhorns. Far side, left side. He works in on Foster. He drives all the way in. Righty layup contested, and he missed the rim completely. Foster the rebound for Xavier. 90 seconds played. They are scoreless, down 2-0. Conwell between the rings. Draws a hedge. Lobs it down underneath Fremantle. Has position on Shedrick. Splits a double. Shovels it off to a cutting Swain, who is fouled on the layup. And he will have free throws with a chance to unlock the scoring column for the Musketeers.
And that was all set up by Conwell. And when you put 2 on the basketball, he demands that level of attention. So when Shedrick comes down on that hard hedge, he dumped it down to Fremantle, which created an advantage, which made the backside defender help. You can dump it off for easy buckets or a foul, like we just saw.
Swain's free throw no good off the back rim. Uncommon, 83% foul shooter. Sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio. Youngest player on the team, 19-year-old sophomore. Sean Miller said he hit his stride around the new year, took a big step forward, can help as a scorer, passer, or rebounder. He misses both free throws off the back right of the rim, and the carom falls to Johnson for Texas. Here come the Longhorns, attacking the rim to our right. Closing it on 2 minutes played first half. Hard head by Fremantle as Pope goes around the ball screen. He throws it to Mark on the left wing. Mark working on Conwell. Texas up 2-0 with the basketball. Shedrick comes out to get it near the arc left side. He backs it on Fremantle to the middle of the paint. Turns for a right-hand hook. High over Fremantle. Missed it off the front rim. Rebounded by Xavier. Foster out right to left. Works near side on the left wing against Shedrick. Hand off Conwell. Puts his head down. Right-hand drive into Mark. He spins with the left hand for a wide-open layup. Smoothly done by Ryan Conwell. And it's 2-2 in the early going.
And that's what makes him so tough to guard. One-on-one. If you beat him to the spot, he always has a counter for when you cut him off on his initial move.
Tremont Mark handles the basketball for Texas. Works between the rings, drives right, step back, right mid-post. He thought about trying to pass it out, thought he was fouled. The ball loose, taken by Swain for Xavier. He bangs into Mark near midcourt. Now he wanted to whistle, didn't get it. Far side, it's McKnight on a moving screen on Fremantle off the dribble handoff action. Fremantle picks up his first personal foul inside the first 3 minutes with a game tied at 2.
And that's the right call right there. A little bit of movement on that screen. We saw that a point of emphasis in the first game, but there was 3 moving screens. This must have been something that the referees talked about.
7th all-time meeting between Texas and Xavier, the 4th in the NCAA tournament. The other 3 have come at the Sweet 16. Trey Johnson penetrates to the right elbow, pull-up jumper, missed it left. Rebound batted out of bounds, last off of Fremantle for Xavier, and Texas will keep it. Trey Johnson is pleading his case to the officials, thought he was hit on that jumper. The SEC's leading scorer, the highest scoring freshman in the entire country, has started the game 0 for 2. Gets the inbound, high post left, works to the right side, through the middle of the paint, scoops the lefty layup, no. Rebound batted out to McKnight for Xavier. 2-2 tied, 3 minutes play. McKnight on the run. Conwell, right wing three. It's good! Listen to him in Dayton. Ryan Conwell has the first 5, and the nearly hometown Musketeers are up by 3.
The energy's a little different in here now. With everything on the line, you win and you survive. These fans are amped.
Kaluma, right side, drives right to the paint. Layup goes, plus the foul. Big shot by Arthur Kaluma, the veteran of the NCAA tournament, has the answer for the Horns.
What a strong take right there by Kaluma. And I think that's when Kaluma's at his best. And I think this whole thing goes for this Texas team. When they score, when they keep it simple, when they're efficient with their dribbles, I think that is when they're the most productive. Too many times you'll find guys like Kaluma, Pope, or Trey Johnson. Too much side to side, too much pounding of the basketball. But when these guys are efficient with their dribble and they're able to go north and south and just attack and put pressure on the defense, I think that is when they're at their best.
78% foul shooter Kaluma adds the free throw and completes the three-point play. 16.5 minutes remain in the first half. We are tied up at 5, Xavier and Texas. Kaluma in his 7th NCAA tournament game. He played in 6 over a couple of tournament appearances with Creighton in 22 and 23. Near side left wing Swain. Kaluma sacks way off. Swain attacks anyway. Spins in the paint. Missed the floater short. Rebound Johnson for Texas. He's over the March Madness drop shadow logo in all capitals at midcourt. Works to the near side right wing. Bounce pass entry to Jason Kent just into the game. Fights his way up through contact. Layup no. Rebound Karams to Fremantle for Xavier. McKnight on the run right to left. Takes a bump and he was fouled before throwing up a shot. It was Kent who bumped him around the foul line on the attack, and he picks up the foul. 15:58 to go in the first half. Our score, Texas 5 and Xavier 5. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Hey everybody, Christopher Mandor Russo here. Join me this Thursday and Friday for Through the Best Days on the sports calendar year. Opening round action of the NCAA tournament. Special guest host Mike Jaminski and myself will take you through the opening round of 64 with live look-ins, interviews, and plenty of reaction. You want tournament action? We have you covered. Special time too on Thursday, Friday. We take it at 7 Eastern. That's this Thursday and Friday on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82. Listen in the car or on the SiriusXM app.
Oh, sweet mercy! It's college baseball season, and SiriusXM College Sports Radio has the best coverage up through Omaha.
The baseball national title has a home sweet home on Rocky Top.
Join Mike Farron and Mike Rooney every Thursday for This Week in College Baseball. The best analysis.
This is going to be an absolutely killer year.
And the best guests.
Amen at NC State. Always enjoy listening to you guys.
To hear the latest episode, download the SiriusXM app and search College Baseball.
The push for the NBA playoffs is on SiriusXM NBA Radio.
Tatum cracks a 3. Got another one! Another one for Jason Tatum!
As teams battle for playoff spots and home court advantage. Here are the pivotal games on SiriusXM.
Inbound goes to Jokic for 3.
Yeah! Right at the horn!
And join the daily conversation on NBA Radio.
If he hadn't done it already last night, he secured the MVP, that's for sure.
The road to the NBA playoffs goes through NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app.
Let's go!
March Madness, where every second
a 16 has beaten a 1
matters.
A frantic finish.
Listen to SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app. Deliver every buzzer beater and bracket buster. Plus, College Sports Radio Channel 84 is reacting to the madness throughout the tournament.
This is a legit Final Four contender.
For the analysis, the insight, and the passion of March Madness, it's SiriusXM College Sports Radio Channel 84 in the car and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
Let's check each team's tournament resume, sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. For Xavier, a 21-11 record, 13-7 at the Big East, finished fourth. Lost 5 of 6 around the turn of the year, but they finished the regular season with 12 wins in their last 15 games, including Marquette on the road and UConn at home, though they coming off a disappointing loss with a big blown lead to Marquette at Madison Square Garden in the Big East tournament. Would have made Selection Sunday less sweaty. Speaking of sweating it out at Selection Sunday, the bottom part of the SEC was wondering what kind of respect are we going to get. Texas went 6-12 in the SEC, 19-15 overall, but they're one of 14 SEC teams at all-time record in the NCAA tournament.
I mean, when you look at the quad 1 wins, that was the most impressive thing. I think that is why there was such a big complaint about North Carolina or even a team like Xavier getting in the tournament over a school like West Virginia because of the amount of quad 1 wins that they didn't have.
Xavier, quick trigger off the inbound, right wing three. Dante Maddox Jr. drills it. And with 15:50 to go in the first half, the Musketeers take an 8-5 lead on their second made three in the early going.
And that's what he does, but he hasn't been doing it well lately. Only 12% from 3 in the last 3 games.
On the other end, Kendall Weaver attacks right of the paint, lays it up and in, and he is fired up after his first offensive possession in off the bench. Xavier 8, Texas 7.
Boy, did Texas miss him. His ability to be able to make an instant impact, almost be like a spark plug when he comes off the bench. They missed him so much.
Near side left wing is Dalen Swain. Oftentimes the straw that stirs the drink for Xavier. On the right wing now, McKnight nearly carried on a high left-hand dribble. His pass toward Fremantle is broken up by Weaver, stolen by Johnson. He drives right to the paint. Contact from McKnight, lays it up. Off the window, it was blocked. It's a goaltend. Count the basket for Trey Johnson, his first of his NCAA tournament career. Unlikely to be his last. It gives Texas a 9-8 lead with 15:05 remaining in the first, and he will get a free throw on the other side of this official review.
And that was definitely a goaltend. He put it on the backboard. He put it on the backboard before the defender got it. So that was definitely a goaltend.
Our officials are James Breeding, Terry Oglesby, and Christopher Merlo. They're taking a look at the monitor.
After review, the call of goaltending is confirmed. 1 shot.
The call of goaltending is confirmed. 9-8 Texas and a free throw coming. Nate Gatter and Tate McClure here at our Granger broadcast position in Dayton. For the ones who get it done, there's Granger, offering professional grade products for all industries, fast delivery and free technical support. Call, click Granger.com or just stop by. All 8 of Texas's points from the field have come in the paint. Their only additional point was at the free throw line. Arthur Kaluma made that foul shot. Trey Johnson will have a chance to complete the Longhorns' second three-point play in the first 5 minutes. 89% shooter, misses the first short. Xavier has the rebound, a shocking miss for Trey Johnson, who shoots 89% of the stripe on the year. Scored in double figures in all but 2 games this year. Averages nearly 20 a game. Swain drives left to the paint. Jump stop on the block. Lays it up and in. Got around Zarek Onyema and got to the rim to give Xavier the lead.
And that's what makes him so intriguing. I mean, his ball handling ability and the way he knifes through the defense at 6'8", extremely impressive.
Straight on. Mark, catch and shoot 3. Got it. Tremont Mark, a slow start, but he splashes in a 3, and Texas back up 2.
And I think he has really helped Texas come along on the offensive side. When he's playing well, Texas is hard to beat.
Post-entry pass toward Fremantle, knocked away, ball loose far side, a skidding, diving Weaver, yanks it in front of the Texas bench. The assistants help him to his feet, patting him on the back as the Longhorns come the other way. Trey Johnson goes up for the dunk. He's denied, but he's fouled. Zach Fremantle's second personal foul, not even 6 minutes into the game. That could be critical for Xavier. And Trey Johnson, who went to the rim with bad intentions, will be back at the foul line.
But the effort on the opposite side by Kendall Weaver, ball's rolling on the ground. He goes and picks it up, goes and gets it. I mean, those are the plays in which we call them 50-50 balls, Nate. Those are the plays in which help you win ball games. But on the flip side, I don't really know if Fremantle touched Trey Johnson on that dunk. It looked like he probably whiffed a little bit, thought about touching him, thought about fouling him, but then whiffed in the last minute. Nonetheless, Trey Johnson ends up at the free throw line. Fremantle ends up on the bench.
partisan Xavier crowd certainly did not think it was a foul. Trey Johnson gets the first free throw, misses the second off the back rim. 1 of 3 start at the foul line for Trey Johnson, the SEC's leading scorer this year, who shoots 89% on the season. Texas up 3. Xavier with the ball after 6 minutes. Ryan Conwell curls up to get the dribble handoff, near side left. Swinging around into the right corner, Jerome Hunter. He drives left, bangs into Kent, pulls up mid-post right, missed it too strong, and a high-flying rebound by Kendall Weaver, who is in the mood tonight. He drives, carries the ball through the lane, floats it up and in. Kendall Weaver, what a start. 15-10 Texas on a 10-2 run.
He just gives this Texas team a level of toughness that they do not have when he's not on the floor.
Marcus Foster, right slot, bounce pass entry to John Hughley, the backup big on the right block, his right hand spinning hook, no good. Rebounded by Shedrick for Texas. Longhorns ball up 5. Johnson works to the top of the arc. Crosses over to the right hand against Conwell, gets a screen, pulled up, right corner, 3 is good. Trey Johnson off balance, he's found his rhythm. A 13-2 run for the Horns, and they lead at 18-10 in the first half. Timeout, Sean Miller and Xavier. 13:09 remaining until the break. Texas 18 and Xavier 10. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Chumba Casino is now partnering with 2311 Racing. Chumba is always free to play. No purchase necessary. Find hundreds of online social casino games like bingo, solitaire, and slots with new games dropping weekly. Grab your free daily login and welcome bonus with a chance to redeem amazing prizes. Play for free today at ChumbaCasino.com. It's time to cha-cha-cha-cha-chumba. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boost, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Remaining in the first half in Dayton, Texas has gone on a 9-0 run to take an 18-10 lead over Xavier. It's time for the Coles fact of the game. Texas is making its 39th all-time appearance in the NCAA tournament and 5th straight. The Longhorns went to the Elite Eight 2 years ago in Rodney Terry's first season at the helm, but 0 players from that Elite Eight team are on the roster. Only 2 who appeared in the tournament last year are still on the team this season. That's the fact of the game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. Nate Gatter, King McClure, and our Westwood One crew back with you courtside in Dayton. Xavier is making its 30th appearance. The Musketeers have been to the Sweet 16 9 times, 8 of them since 2004, including a couple of years ago when they lost to Texas there. They've been to the Elite Eight 3 times, but never the Final Four. One of only 3 programs in NCAA tournament history to have been to the dance 30 times without ever going to the Final Four. The other 2 are BYU and Missouri. Far side right wing, Xavier basketball down 8. Maddox, step back, triggers a 3, it's good! Back-to-back triples for Dante Maddox Jr., who can heat up in a hurry.
And he can get it down, catch and shoot, but he can also do it off the bounce. If you allow him to create that separation, just know it's automatic money, especially with the way he elevates on his jumper.
snaps a 9-0 run for Texas, but the Longhorns with the basketball still leading 18-13. They made their last 5 straight from the field. Trey Johnson handles out high, around his screen, working right side of the baseline, steps back, wanted to grab the ball, he lost it. It's batted in the air, grabbed by Shedrick. He'll try a right wing 3. He got it. A broken possession, but the ball ends up with a 6'11 Shedrick, uncontested. He hits a 3. Texas leads 21-13. Jerome Hunter straight away finds Conwell. Back to Hunter, left block, pulls up, ready floater, missed it short. Trey Johnson goes up with 2 hands to snare the rebound for Texas. His third already to go with 6 points. Pulls up, logo 3, missed it left. Rebound off a bounce, tracked down by Shedrick, who leaps in the air and throws it off the knees of Ryan Conwell out of bounds to save possession for Texas. The Longhorns started 2 of 8 for the field. Since then, they were 6 of 6 before the Trey Johnson miss just a moment ago. Timeout on the court, 11:59 to go first half. Texas 21 and Xavier 13. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure with great deals on our legendary Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, like the Grand Cherokee 4xe, our most capable Grand Cherokee ever, the Jeep Wrangler 4xe, our most capable Wrangler ever, or the Jeep Compass, our most affordable SUV. Hurry in for an exceptional offer during the Jeep Celebration event and let the adventure of a lifetime begin. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with exclusive member-only deals. Right now, save $30 on a Little Giant Extra Light Plus 5-foot aluminum stepladder. Was $109, now just $79. Plus, save an additional $20 on the Metabo HPT pneumatic finish nailer. Don't miss out on these limited-time deals. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 3/17 through 3/19. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fee supply requires purchase of single line Gold Unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Fans, you can listen to every minute of the NCAA men's tournament on Alexa. Just ask your device to open Westwood One Sports, and you'll be able to select the game you want to hear or get access to our March Madness Mix channel, which will take you to the best action at any given moment. That's open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. 11:59 left in the first half in Dayton, Texas 21, Xavier 13. The Longhorns have made 6 of their last 7 from the field. They've gone on a 16-5 run since Xavier took a 3-point lead in the first 5 minutes. At the offensive end of the floor for the Longhorns, the defensive end for Xavier, there's just been nothing to stop Trey Johnson or really anyone for Texas.
Yeah, when you look at it, they really, I think it started with Kendall Weaver. When he got inserted into the ball game, I think that's when their defense went to the next level, and as a result, you saw a few transition buckets, Trey Johnson getting out, Kendall Weaver getting a layup, and I think that when you see a few go in easy like that in transition, now your whole offensive flow is starting to get in a rhythm, and then you're starting to see it go in more, and then the production rises, and that's why Texas is on a roll right now.
Pope to inbound for Texas, and the pass is kicked by Maddox out of bounds, so another inbound coming. It's a good point about Weaver. He only played a few minutes, 4 points. He had 2 assists. He had 2 steals. He was flying all over the floor. Plus, he dove on that ball right in front of the Texas bench that got the Longhorns going. Pure energy off the bench. Texas basketball up by 8. Tremont Mark drives left of the paint, hangs in the air, floater good. It rattles around and drops. Tremont Mark has 7 points in the early going. 2 more for 1,500 in his college career.
Let's not forget, Tremont Mark has been in the NCAA tournament multiple times, and he understands what it takes to win. He's ready for the moment.
10-point Texas lead. Great to see Mark out there. He had that real injury scare against Tennessee in the SEC tournament. Maddox drives, jump stop, in traffic, goes up, and he's fouled. Dante Maddox gets the foul whistled on Arthur Kaluma. Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the day, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Maddox at the free throw line, 81% shooter. Bends the knees, lets it fly. Good. Xavier trailing by 9. You mentioned, King, that Maddox has been struggling with his three-point shot. It's sort of always been up and down for him all year. Very streaky score. He had 24 points and 26 points in back-to-back games last month at Villanova and Providence. Then he only scored 1 against DePaul in the next game. He hits the second free throw. He has 8 points already, more than half of Xavier's 15 in the 8.5 minutes we played.
That's one of the hardest things to do in college basketball is to be consistent. And that's why coaches stress that all the time, because they want to know what they're going to get out of their players game in, game out. But consistency is not as easy as it sounds, Nate.
Shedrick high left wing, lobs it to the block. Kaluma through contact, lays it up. No. Both teams wanted a whistle. Neither got it. Xavier on the run, right to left. Lob toward Fremantle. Lays it up and in. That's the first NCAA tournament bucket for Zach Fremantle. Boy, have they waited for that in the Xavier program. 6 years as a Musketeer, and Fremantle finally has his first bucket in the big dance. Tremont Mark works to the right slot of the dribble. Texas lead trimmed to 6. He drives. He is fouled. If it's on Conwell, it's his second. He and Foster were both there. And Conwell gets the foul. So Ryan Conwell and Zach Fremantle, between them 34 points a game for Xavier, now have 2 personal fouls apiece with 10:49 to play in the first half. And Conwell yanked immediately by Sean Miller. Davion McKnight returns.
That's when you have to know if you're Conwell. I have one. I can't pick up this second one because my team needs me out here.
Inbound goes to Kaluma. Left elbow extended. He works on the dribble. Right wing turns the corner. Drives to the baseline. Takes the hit. Layup. No, but a foul. And Xavier can't believe it. This one goes on Marcus Foster, his first. They're fortunate because Fremantle was in the area on that one. It could have been his third.
But right there, we see the guard to big screen. A lot of teams run this. Trey Johnson goes up because they're trying to face guard him. So he goes up and sets the screen. Reason why is because of the face guard. Now it's almost a double screen instead of a single. And Kaluma drives downhill and drives to the lane.
First free throw is good for Kaluma. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets. He's made both of his foul shots so far tonight. Texas up 24-17. Approaching the midway point of the first. Second free throw is good. So that's 5 points for Arthur Kaluma. Appeared in the 2022 and 2023 NCAA tournaments with Creighton. Ran into his brother, Adam Seiko, in both of those, who was playing for San Diego State. Near side left wing, Maddox. Takes left, runs right, throws it back to the left wing for Fremantle. Dribble handoff, Maddox. Weaves through traffic to the right elbow. Throws it out, Fremantle. Drives left on Mark. High dribble, he retains it. Spins at the left block. Right hand hook falls off the rim. And is rebounded on the weak side by Shedrick for Texas. Jordan Pope, the ball handler, starting point guard for Texas, pulls up deep three. He got it. Jordan Pope from 25 feet, and the Texas lead is back to double digits. Longhorns by 11 with 10 to go in the first half. Their largest lead tonight, 28-17. Xavier needs an answer. Attacking the rim to our left. Weave action, McKnight to the right wing. Kicks it back, Maddox. Left wing triple. Missed it too strong. Rebound goes over the backboard, out of bounds, and Texas gets it.
And I like this right here by Sean Miller. Getting Conwell back in the game. You need his scoring. You need him to be out there. But if you're Conwell as a player, you have to know I have 2 fouls. I cannot pick up that third. I might have to let a few things go. I might have to let somebody get by me in order for me to stay out here because my team needs me on the floor.
Tremont Mark handles, drives left on Conwell, whistles a pass to Johnson to the right corner off a ball fake. He drives, righty reverse land. What a play by Trey Johnson. NBA or what? 8 points for the freshman, and it's 30-17 Texas.
Tremont Mark at that point guard spot changes everything for Texas' offense.
McKnight gets inside the foul line, leans it on Pope. Through contact, he floats it up and in, crawling over the front rim. Counted plus a foul. Pope can't believe it. He thought he was standing still. McKnight draws the contact, gets his first basket, and he'll go to the free throw line with a chance at a three-point play.
And that was great right there. McKnight gets into the paint, doesn't have anything, but takes his time, plays off two. Might have been an offensive foul because he went through the defender to draw the foul, and the elbow almost went to the face. Nonetheless, when you play off two and you take your time and you get into the paint, good things happen.
McKnight, 81% foul shooter, misses the free throw. Xavier, the sixth best free throw shooting team in Division I, 79.5%. They've started 2 of 5 at the foul line. Texas ball up 30-19, approaching 9 to play first half. Mark, step back right elbow, and he traveled, working against Foster. Texas turnover, and Rodney Terry has both arms to the side, palms to the sky, screaming, "That's a foul."
Now, Nate, how do you travel when you create the contact, the guy pushes you off, you fall? How is that a travel? If you get contact, and as a result of the contact, you fall, and you lose your footing, that is not a travel, that is a foul.
Sounds like you and Rodney Terry could be in a choir together. Down to the right block, Swain kicks it out, straight on McKnight. Drives left of the paint, inside of the block, kick out Fremantle. Straight on triple. Missed it off the back rim. High arcing rebound, batted by McKnight, grabbed by Conwell. He snakes to the rim and lays it up and in with the left hand. Xavier back within single digits. Texas 30 and Xavier 21.
It's a high effort play right there. Second chance shots typically always go in, Nate.
The noise level increases in Dayton. The many Xavier fans come to their feet. Mark works between the rings. Musketeers fans begging for a stop. Mark throws to Kaluma. Left wing catch and shoot triple. Rattles around and out. It was halfway down. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Zarek Onyema for Texas. The Musketeers dodge a bullet on that Kaluma three that just wouldn't settle in. Xavier gets it back after Foster and Onyema contested the rebound, and the official said it was last off the Longhorns. Let's go Axe rings out around UD Arena. Not something you could often say. Conwell bumped and fouled by Johnson. It's the 15th foul against Texas, and Johnson picks up his first. Xavier is comfortable in this building, though. The Xavier-Dayton rivalry, they were in the same conference for so long. It's been played 159 times, even though there hasn't been an official meeting since 2015. Xavier played in this building in an exhibition back in October when a couple of first four teams that played here during the regular season, or at least counting exhibitions. Conwell, step back, right wing three, missed it short, and a strong side rebound snatched in front of his forehead by Zarek Onyema. Texas with the basketball, inside 8 minutes to play first half, leading by 9. Mark has orchestrated so much for Texas as the primary ball handler. He gets it to Kaluma, drives, bounce pass underneath to Onyema, who scoops it around the rim from the left side, up and in. 32-21 Texas. Xavier the other way. Top of the arc, Fremantle, another three. This did short this time. He was too strong on the last one. This one off the front rim, rebounded by Mark for Texas. Fremantle has started 1 of 5. 0 for 2 from three-point range. Straight away, Kaluma throws it near side right for Texas. Trey Johnson with 8 points in the early going to lead all scorers. Working against Swain on the left-hand size-up dribble. Top of the arc, gets to the high post. He's bumped and fouled by Swain. The Xavier fans furious again. And that foul will put Xavier over the limit. 7 fouls already with 7:15 still to go in the first half. And Trey Johnson will be at the free throw line on the other side of the break. Timeout on the court. Texas 32, Xavier 21. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming
What's up, insiders? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the first 4. The tournament is here. March Madness is here. The craziness is here. Don't forget, hit that like button down below and share this link out so we can get more basketball fans here in the chat, hanging out with us, cheering on your favorite team, or if you've got any bets on the game, let us know. We'll see you back in the chat. Thanks for being here. Good luck to your team.
Who know ball, they see Kendall Weaver and they say that guy changed the game.
100%. And when you look at his activity, he does things that don't typically show up on the stat sheet. Like the way that he dove across the floor for that loose ball earlier, which led to Trey Johnson's and one, that's not going to show up on the stat sheet. However, that is a winning play that helps teams win championships and win games.
Trey Johnson free throw is good. Texas 33, Xavier 21 with 7:15 to go in the first half, and Johnson earns another. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get a Westwood One Sports app today. Johnson gets both free throws, rebounds from a 1-3 start from the line. He's now 3 out of 5 for a game-high 10 points. Kendall Weaver is back on for Texas, defending the rim to our left, protecting a 13-point Longhorns lead. 7 minutes and counting to play in the first half in Dayton. Davion McKnight drives against Weaver, down to the left block, step back 6-footer, floats high in the air and drops. That's Davion McKnight's specialty.
And look at that defense right there. That was great defense by Weaver, but just better offense right there by McKnight to drop his shoulder, rise up over the top, and just knock down the midi.
Kendall Weaver handles the ball near side right, goes to the midcourt logo for Kaluma, and over to the high left side for Tremont Mark, who was bumped in the face by McKnight, wanted a foul, didn't get it. He finds a rolling Onyema, bounce pass underneath Kaluma, ball fake, got his man in the air, righty layup, no! Rebounded by Xavier on the run, right to left, trailing by 11 with the ball. Near side left, it's Swain, working on Johnson, directing traffic and looping on the dribble to the right wing. Hand up to McKnight on the weave action, near side left, goes up top, 3 ball by Jerome Hunter, it's good! Jerome Hunter, the 7th-year senior, been through so much in his career. A medical redshirt in his true freshman season at Indiana under Sean Miller's brother Archie. Then he missed last year with a preseason heart attack, an Achilles tear on top of that. All he's gone through to be here at East Texas. Inside 6 to go first half. Mark far side left wing on the pull-up 15-footer. Rims around off the right rim and drops. Tremont Mark has 9 points. That gives him 1,500 exactly for his college career. Texas by 10. Xavier ball, deep post touch, entry to Hughley. The backup big behind Fremantle. He works left to right. Skyhook is swatted by the left hand of Onyema. Texas out left to right. The bench is keeling over. Lob to Kaluma, who's hammered by Conwell. And that's the 3rd personal foul on Ryan Conwell. Xavier's 2nd leading scorer with 5:25 still to play in the first half. Sean Miller is shocked. King from here, that looked to me like a foul.
That was definitely a foul. And all the fans here in Dayton, if you disagree with that, you are biased. But let's talk about that block on the opposite side. Oh, man. Meets it at the high point. But right before it drops, swats it out of bounds, and then the look at the bench. Oh, that whole play was phenomenal.
Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Kaluma at the foul line. He has already made all 3 free throws. He'll have 2 here. First one up, and it's good. 37-26 Texas, 5:25 to go first half. It was really a cool post move by Hughley, too, kind of old school, running across from left to right on the lane, and he went for a true skyhook, reaching back. Onyema still got up and rejected it soundly with the left hand.
Yeah, it was given Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Really was.
But the great value version.
Kaluma misses the free throw short. It's rebounded by Marcus Foster, and Xavier comes out right to left. Far side right, it's Maddox. Up top to Hughley. He gives off to McKnight. Drives left to the paint. Whistles a high pass to Hunter, who catches well above his head at the top of the arc. Hands off to Foster. Right slot. Drives right to the paint. Kaluma got nailed on a screen. Foster gets inside. Layup blocked by Shedrick, but a goaltend. The Texas bench had a good view, and Rodney Terry is frantically spinning his outstretched right index finger above his head, saying, review, review, review. And the officials say, we'll look at it at the next dead ball. We just saw it on our monitor before they do. It's a goaltend.
Definitely a bucket.
Texas 37, Xavier 28. The Longhorns have led by as many as 13. 5 minutes to go, first half. Texas with the basketball, moving from left to right. Mark protects the ball out high against McKnight. He drives down the middle of the lane, left block for Kent, whose layup drops in. Jason Kent has his first NCAA tournament basket after he was rejected on Selection Sunday with Indiana State last year. Turnover by Foster. Weaver on the run out left to right. The righty layup is good. Kendall Weaver's energy again. Texas masters its largest lead, 41-28 Horns.
Texas came ready to play. This is probably one of the best games I've seen them play all season.
Maddox out of the arc, works to the right high post on the dribble. Bounce pass out, right wing McKnight. He throws it to the left wing. Foster thought about a 3. Drives it on Johnson, cut off of the baseline left, backs him down to the block, 8 on the timer, pump fake to the paint, goes up with the right hand over Johnson, front rim, backboard, and it settles home. Xavier cuts the deficit to 11. Ramon Mark walks it up the floor, left to right for Texas, his 9th NCAA tournament game. He played in 8 as a Houston Cougar, including Houston's trip to the 2021 Final Four.
You got to hype this one up. You got to hype that one up, too. Who beat him in the Final Four?
The Baylor Bears?
Since you wanted to call me out earlier.
Mark on the left wing, missed the rise and fire. 3 off the heel. 2 Musketeers came together on the rebound. It deflects to Weaver. His pass is stolen by McKnight and pulled in by Jerome Hunter for Xavier. We still like the Baylor Bears just fine. Don't you worry, King Floor. 41-30 Texas. Left slot, it's Hunter. Throws it to the left wing for Foster. Works off the screen. Got Johnson in the air. Drives through the middle. Lefty scoop layup. No, but a foul. There wasn't even really a ball fake there. Trey Johnson went up in the air, anticipating a blocked shot. It allowed Foster to sneak through and get inside to draw a foul. The second against... or rather the 6th against Texas, the 2nd on Caden Shedrick. Timeout on the court, 3:24 to go first half. Texas 41, Xavier 30. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with 2 people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
It comes changes around every year. People begin to scramble for information. It's a beast like no other, and VSiN is here to help you navigate the waters of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. It's Sharp Week, and our team of college hoops experts will guide you through your brackets. Want to know who the wagering sharps are picking? Tune into Sharp Week on VSiN, Sirius XM 158. Sharps! You're gonna need a bigger bet.
Get ready for the 2025 NFL Draft on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
With the first pick, the Tennessee Titans select.
Catch exclusive interviews with the top prospects as they begin their journey to the NFL, starting with the Scouting Combine.
Touchdown! What a throw by Cam Ward!
And hear pick-by-pick coverage of the 2025 Draft from Green Bay in April. Your home for the 2025 NFL Draft is NFL Radio Channel 88 in the car and the Sirius XM app.
Texas 41, Xavier 30 in the finale of the first four here in Dayton. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Hi, everybody. Christopher Russo, Mad Dog Sports Radio, live all day during the NCAA tournament. That's until 2 a.m. Eastern. React to all the action at AAA Mad Dog 6 on Channel 82.
The stats sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. With TurboTax, now Taxes is getting an expert who files your taxes for you so you can stay focused on following your bracket. Intuit TurboTax. Now this is Taxes. King McClure, Texas has shot the ball well, 58% from the field, 50% from three. They have been really good in transition and chaotic defense. Trey Johnson has a team-high 10, but you've had your eye first on Kendall Weaver with 6, and now with Tremont Mark, who has 9 points, a couple of assists.
His ability at the point guard spot to set everybody up, I think, has really changed the trajectory for this Texas team because they played so much of the season without him early on. And they tried to put Jordan Pope at that one spot. They tried to put Trey Johnson at that one spot, but both of those guys are natural scorers at heart. But when you look at their offense, it has gotten significantly better ever since Tremont Mark has really embraced that point guard role because he's the one guy who is willing to get to the paint, make plays, set his teammates up for success, and is really not looking to be a score-first type of dude.
Marcus Foster makes 2 free throws for Xavier. So it's Texas 41, Xavier 32. The Longhorns have the basketball. Moving from left to right. Bounce pass entry, left block extended. Onyema faces up on Fremantle, playing with 2 fouls. Kick out Kent. Top of the arc, Pope gets to the left elbow. Off balance jumper, missed it short. Offensive rebound, Onyema sticks it back with the left hand.
That's what Onyema does. He comes in the game and he's not crazy athletic, but because he's so physical, he can get that inside post position and finish over you.
Fremantle between the rings. Throws it to Swain on the right wing for Xavier, trailing by 11. Marcus Foster comes to get it around an off-ball screen between the rings. He throws left side. Maddox front court left. Fakes the dribble handoff to McKnight. Drives left baseline. Step back 10-footer. It's good. Maddox is turning everything into gold so far in this first half. 10 points for Dante Maddox Jr. Sean Miller screaming at somebody on the floor. He is frantic before this defensive possession. 43-34 Texas. Weaver drives to the right elbow. Cut off. Kent. He drives down the right side of the lane. Layup good over Fremantle, who has those 2 fouls. Couldn't contest too hard. Texas back up 11. Xavier basketball, attacking the rim to our left. Texas in a man-to-man. Swain negotiates off the switch, working against Onyema. Kicks it out, left corner, Foster. Swinging around through Fremantle to Maddox on the right wing. Jab step right, dribble left. Step back in the right slot. Crossover and a throw to McKnight. Over to the left corner, Swain. Pump fake on Onyema. 7 to shoot. Crosses over the baseline. Lost it out of bounds. A Xavier turnover, the 5th of the first half for the Musketeers. Texas gets it back. Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. 1:49 remaining first half. Texas 45, Xavier 34. Texas has been called for 6 fouls, Xavier 8. So both teams in the bonus as it stands and would shoot 1 in the bonus on fouls on the floor. Near side right, Pope gives it up right corner. Johnson took a bump and left over the sideline to save it back into Pope before he fell out of bounds. He gets a high ball screen right side, a hard hedge. Jitterbug to the top of the arc, drives from the paint, lost the ball on the floor, scooped up by Onyema. His kick out is stolen by Xavier's Jerome Hunter. Musketeers on the run. Swain running in right side, regathers the ball and lays it up and in. That inflated basketball nearly got him. It's gotten so many guys here in Dayton popping up off the hardwood. But he was able to pull it back in and lay it home. Xavier cuts the deficit to 9. Rodney Terry takes a timeout for Texas. The first the Longhorns have used. 1:09 to play in the first half. Texas 45 and Xavier 36. Not only is Xavier the 6th best free throw shooting team in America, as we talked about, Texas generally fouls a lot. 19 per game, among the 40 worst in the country. They fouled 25 times in the 11-point loss to Tennessee in the SEC quarterfinals last Friday night in Nashville. They haven't done that in this first half. Only 6 fouls through the first almost 19 minutes of this half. That could be a big deal if they can keep Xavier out of the bonus for much or all of this game.
Yeah, this is one of the cleanest first halves or cleanest halves of basketball that I've seen from Texas. I've seen them a lot this year, watched them a lot. And this is probably one of the best halves that they have played on both sides of the basketball. But that was a good timeout by Rodney Terry because it almost felt like this next possession is a really big possession because you're up 9 with 1:09 to go. Xavier has a really good chance to cut this lead down and potentially make this a 3-possession, 2-possession ball game. They get a few stops and a few buckets.
Tremont Mark works into the right elbow, throws it out to Weaver and gets it back. 7 on the timer, near side right. Hand check from Maddox. Mark backs him in. 5 on the timer. Spins to the right mid-post. Kick out Pope. 1 to shoot. A runner for the right side. Missed it. Rebound loose. Still bouncing. Grabbed by Foster on the run. Hunter throws a bounce pass feed to a cutting Swain off the right side. It bounces off the face of Jordan Pope for Texas and out of bounds on the baseline. Far side across the way. Xavier will keep it with 41.6 seconds to go in the first half, trailing by 9.
And that's one of those plays where if you're Hunter, you have to throw that one up. You can't throw the bounce pass right there. You throw that thing up towards the rim. Swain is throwing it down. The momentum in the building is going crazy. And now you have a chance to really cut into the lead and gain some momentum going into the half. But you have to convert on those 2-on-1s if you want to get back into the ball game.
Davion McKnight, baseline trigger, lobs it in right slot. Fremantle playing with 2 fouls. Xavier possession. Maddox, top of the arc, works to the right side off the Fremantle screen. Size up dribble on Weaver. Top of the arc, Foster crosses over, drives left, cut off by Johnson. 10 to shoot. He bounce passes it out to Hunter, straight on 3. Good! Jerome Hunter hits a big triple for the Musketeers. His second of the first half. Xavier trails by just 6.
You see, now it's a 2-possession game. That's why Rodney Terry tried to call that timeout.
But Texas will have the final shot. Tremont Mark at midcourt. 6 on the clock. Now with 5. He drives on Maddox. Right elbow with 3. Spins at the foul line. Jumper up and it rattles in at the buzzer. In 4 games of the first 4, we've had buzzer-beating jumpers to beat the first half clock in 3 of our games the last 2 nights. And Texas restores the lead to 3 possessions. Longhorns up on Xavier 47-39 at the half.
What a big answer right there. We talk about Tremont Mark, and now he's holding it down at the point guard spot right there. Shot clock running down. Xavier making a run. Get to your mid-range, pull up, and knock it down. Do what you do best. The mid-range killer, a.k.a. Tremont Mark.
The halftime score, Texas 47, Xavier 39. When we return, we'll head back to our studios for the halftime report. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
When the grass starts growing, it's time to get mowing with Steel. Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel mowers are built to get the job done. Shop in-store or online for 0% financing and instant rebates on select Steel mowers. Steel, Let's go, Mo. Available for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rash? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Jason Horwitz, Nick Baugh, happy to have you back with us in our Straight Talk Wireless studios in Los Angeles. You need more data so you can stream your Jam Mix on loop. Switch to Straight Talk. Get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. We are 2 days in, and Jam Mix has been said a lot. All right, 47-39. Texas has the lead on Xavier, and you said, Nick, before the game, everyone's talking about Trey Johnson, and understandably so, but 135 games for Tremont Mark might play valuable, and it has here in the first half.
Yeah, 11 points. I thought his experience, in particular with the NCAA tournament games under his belt, would loom large, and it did. I just thought Texas's offensive approach was tremendous. They had 8 different guys score, 58% from the floor, 47 points. It's hard to find anything to be negative about with Texas offensively. If you're Xavier, though, I think all things considered, if you're Sean Miller, you're thrilled you're only down 8. There was a version of that half that it got away from the X-Men. Fremantle, 2 fouls. Conwell, 3 fouls. I thought Dante Maddox coming in off the bench scoring 10 points for the X-Men ended up being enormous for Xavier to at least be within shouting distance of the Longhorns heading into the second half.
Yeah, trailed by 13 with 4 minutes to go. They are down by 8 at the break. Winner moves on to take on Illinois coming up on Friday night in Milwaukee. We check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by Maintain X. Maintain X is the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to 0. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter x.com/MVP. Earlier tonight, Mount St. Mary's 83-72 winners, knocking off American University, and the game really started to turn, at least from the storyline, 3 minutes in. Matt Rogers, the best player on American, went down with a knee injury, went to the bench and the locker room. He tried to come back in a couple of times. The second time, though, he tried to come back in was his last.
Adebayo dribbles to the right corner. He's in trouble. Ball spins on Rogers, lays it up and in. It's a 10-point, making an 8-point lead for Mount St. Mary's, and Rogers took a hit to that right knee and went down very awkwardly, and he is in real pain now, lying in the lane.
And he wouldn't come back in the rest of the game. Played just 8 minutes for American, whose other guys kept it close. It was a 5-point game, 56-51, midway through the second half, and then Mount St. Mary's blew it open for good.
9:40 to go in the game, and the Mountaineers are stretching it out. Irvin on the right wing, gives it up Adebayo, dashes to the rim, big two-hand stop. Dola Adebayo in the second half is dominating. 10 of his 18 points since the break, and Mount St. Mary's takes a 68-51 lead with 9:34 to go in the second half, closing in on their third NCAA tournament win in program history.
Which they would get, 83-72, a 10-point lead at the break. They got it up to almost 20, and then they win. Donnie Lind, in his first year as a head coach, what he told his team in the locker room at the half.
We really tried to set their mind, that it's basically starting over, right? Everybody's going to be fresh. They're going to come out, obviously season on the line at this point in the year, so be ready for the punch that they were going to take and obviously to deliver a counterpunch. Which
they did, because, again, they got it back within 5, but then Mount St. Mary's able to punch back. So they move on to take on Duke. On the other side, you wait your entire career to play in the NCAA tournament, be there with your teammates. American was here for the first time in 11 years. Matt Rogers, it all came crashing down 3 minutes in.
As you can see, I tried to give them my all tonight. I feel like I still had a lot left in my heart for these guys, because y'all don't know what goes into this process of being a college basketball player. It's really hard. There's so much hours that go into this. So for me to, go out like that, unfortunately, I wish I could have done more for us, for the AU community, because they deserved a, NCAA win, but, I fell short today.
Nick, you started your career 2 years at Kansas, last 2 years at Creighton, so you were a 5-year guy yourself with the sitting out in between. You feel that because like these schools, particularly one bid leagues, they don't get there that often, and to finally get there, it just come down awkwardly on your knee and have it end.
Heartbreaking, and you can hear it in Matt Rogers' voice. And I had the good fortune of being at the Patriot League championship game just a little over a week ago, and there were multiple individuals on the court as they're cutting down the nets crying, including David Aldridge, who everybody knows, a famous sideline reporter who is an American University grad, sobbing, hugging Matt Rogers. This means a lot to a lot of people, and to work so hard for 5 years, to play over 100 career games, get to the biggest game that you've wanted to get to. I remember talking to him after the game, said, "Where have you been the last couple of years on Selection Sunday?" He goes, "I've been in my dorm, and I've just been watching these other teams celebrate, and I just thought, I want to get there so bad." And he works his tail off, he gets there, and then unfortunately the injury bug bit him. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, Colgate out of the Patriot League had been there 4 straight tournaments, and then this year they finally broke that streak and comes to an end. So 83-72, Mount St. Mary's moves on. They will take on Duke in a 116 matchup coming on Friday. Who's going to take on Illinois? Texas has the lead at the half, 47-39. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We check the schedule of tournament games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by the 2027 X15 engine from Cummins, featuring better fuel efficiency, immense power, and backed by 25-plus years of experience. 2027 X15 is built to rise above the challenges of tomorrow. The X15, forever rising. The tournament tomorrow in its first full day of 16 games tips off with Creighton and Louisville, the 8-9 matchup playing in Lexington. The next game to tip off, Purdue and High Point. It's the 4-13 matchup. They'll play in Providence. Montana and Wisconsin will open up the day later on in Denver, followed by Houston and SIU Edwardsville in Wichita. But it's that first game. It's the 8-9 matchup in the South Regional. Greg McDermott, the coach of the Blue Jays, playing a team from Kentucky in Lexington.
We essentially played a road game Friday night against UConn in the Garden, and then Saturday against St. John's. So we just did it twice, and we fully expect to have a similar experience tomorrow. But you just have to stick together, and your team unity is so critical when you're in a building where everybody's against you, and that's going to be the case. We've got a blizzard going on in Omaha right now, so I don't know how many people are going to get here, but hopefully we'll have some folks in blue tomorrow.
And as my Nebraska resident Creighton alum Nick Baugh has told me twice today, that's after 85 degrees of record-setting temperature yesterday in Nebraska, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It was a record on Monday, and 2 days later, it's a blizzard and school's canceled. And yeah, I didn't think about the element of travel and getting Blue Jay fans there, but I think it's one of the things that stood out when you watch the bracket unfold. Not only for Creighton to have to play Louisville in Lexington, but potentially the number 1 overall seed Auburn would potentially have to play Louisville in Lexington. But Stephen Ashworth's going to have to handle the ball. He's 24 years old. He's married. He's got a kid. So you'd imagine to be able to potentially handle the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, heating him up in Chucky Hepburn, but a tall task, no doubt.
Who can also go for 17 points a game, who also is old because he's a transfer from Wisconsin. All right, Purdue loses last year in the national championship game. They're going to open up the day tomorrow in Providence. It's a 4-13 matchup. Trey Kaufman-Wren, who was the leading scorer this year for the Boilermakers.
I just think anytime you have a certain experience, it helps you. And so just the fact that,
We've been here before. We've done it. We've had success and we've had failures. We know what it takes.
Opposite a High Point team, Nick, that has never been. They're 29-5, second longest active winning streak coming into the tournament, but they've never been to the NCAA tournament.
No, but High Point can really score the ball. They are elite offensively, and Purdue, over the last 9 games, there have been some major defensive struggles. They're allowing 77 points per game and 50% shooting from the field. So in terms of a matchup, you're dealing with a potent offense in Alan Huss's High Point crew.
Purdue has not been good this year inside the paint in terms of guarding the basket, and obviously you lose Zach Edey as a lottery pick. That is going to happen. It's 47-39. Not a lot of defense in Dayton. Texas shooting 58%. Xavier shooting 54%. We go back to UD Arena on the other side. Second half coming up. Nate Gatter and King McClure from the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
Hey everybody, Christopher Mad Dog Russo here. Join me this Thursday and Friday for Through the Best Days on the sports calendar year. Opening round action of the NCAA tournament. Special guest host Mike Jaminski and myself will take you through the opening round of 64 with live look-ins, interviews, and plenty of reaction. You want tournament action? We have you covered. Special time too on Thursday, Friday. We take it at 7 Eastern. That's this Thursday and Friday on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82. Listen in the car or on the Sirius XM app.
Nothing matches the passion, the excitement, the history-making moments of college sports. Nobody takes you inside the greatest campuses and stadiums across the country like Sirius XM College Sports Radio. We bring you closer to college football, basketball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, and so much more. No matter the season, we have something for you. Your home for all things college sports is on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and on the Sirius XM app.
Every April, all of the best golfers in the world come together at the game's greatest place, and you can hear all the sounds from the 2025 Masters Tournament on SiriusXM.
Augusta National roars like never before.
When the action begins on the course, we have the birdies, the eagles, and the winning moments.
Scotty Scheffler is the Masters champion.
Hear Masters Radio on SiriusXM starting Monday, April 7th, exclusively on Channel 92 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
College basketball fans, wake up to SEC This Morning. We're the only show talking SEC hoops 5 days a week.
One of the best college basketball leagues ever assembled.
Hosts that know your team inside and out.
The Southeastern Conference is doing unprecedented things.
Plus coaches, players, and experts.
We are in the golden age of basketball in the Southeastern Conference.
Get analysis and insights every morning. Weekdays starting at 8 a.m. Eastern on SEC Radio Channel 374 and the Sirius XM app.
At the half in Dayton, our fourth and final game of the first 4 at UD Arena. Nate Gatter, King McClure back with you courtside. It's Texas 47 and Xavier 39 with 20 minutes down and 20 still to go. King Xavier got off to a good start, led by 3 points in the early minutes. The crowd was really roaring behind the Musketeers, but Texas weathered that early drizzle, I won't call it a storm, and they responded beautifully. At one point, a 9-0 run. They stretched the lead out as far as 13, and they're up by 8 going to the second half.
I mean, we can't forget that Texas played in the toughest conference in all of college basketball. The SEC prepares you for this. 6 quad 1 wins, which is the argument of why they should be in, but those are impressive. I mean, to go on the road when you play your Tennessees, when you play your Auburns, your Floridas, your A&Ms, I mean, so many big-time wins and so many big-time battles in the SEC prepared them right now for this moment right here. So they're ready for it. That's why they're able to weather the storm. When Xavier goes on their runs, they hit a few big buckets. They're calm, they're poised, they're collective.
Let's check the halftime stats, sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol shaving cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. Texas shot 58% from the field, 50% from 3, 7 of 10 at the free throw line. The Longhorns outscored Xavier 26-16 in the paint and put up 47 points in the first half, the most Xavier has allowed in the opening 20 minutes of a game all season. Meanwhile, the Musketeers shot the ball well in their own right, almost 54% from the field. They made 5 out of 11 threes. That's 46%. They went only 4 of 7 at the free throw line. But they find themselves behind by 8 despite making their last 5 shots from the field to close out the half. there's not a lot wrong with how those first half stats read for Xavier, but they'll have an 8-point hill to climb going into the second half. They will get the basketball coming out of the halftime break. Our halftime score one more time, Texas 47, Xavier 39. The second half is coming up from Dayton. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
March 26, 1973. St. Louis the site for the national championship game between UCLA and Memphis. And Bruins center Bill Walton put on a display that hadn't been seen before or since.
Lead on the right sideline of Farmer to Wilson to the line. He turns, now fires from 14 feet, and he missed it. Rebound tipped in by Walton. Walton's 20th basket. He has scored 42 points, his career high by a long shot.
He added one more basket for an NCAA Finals record 44 points and was nearly perfect from the field, converting 21 of 20 field goals. He also pulled down 13 rebounds as John Wooden's UCLA team tamed the Tigers 87-66 to win their record's 7th straight championship. But it was Walton's complete domination of Memphis that goes down as another great moment in NCAA tournament history. I'm Kevin Kugler.
At the break in Dayton, Texas 47, Xavier 39. The Musketeers will have an 8-point hole to climb out of, but they'll have a partisan crowd supporting them over the final 20 minutes, and they will start with the basketball against the Longhorns, who led by as many as 13 in our opening half. Nate Gatter, King McClure, our entire Westwood One crew back with you courtside. Time now to connect with our analysts for the second half keys, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago electrical connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. All right, King, let's start with Xavier.
They have to get Conwell going. He was quiet in the first half, primarily due to the fact that he had 3 fouls and he played with 2, picked up the third one, have to go to the bench. But they have to get Conwell going. They do not have a chance in this ball game unless he starts to score and starts to get aggressive offensively for Texas. You have to keep attacking the paint. You won in the first half, 26-16, with Tremont Mark getting to the lane, the guards being able to drive closeouts, create off the bounce for the bigs, but live in the paint, continuously attack, look to be aggressive, look to push the tempo, and get to the paint, because Xavier has had no answer when you did that.
The 11 seeds in the Midwest region doing battle for the right to advance to a late Friday night tip-off against 6-seeded Illinois in Milwaukee. Time now for the start of the second half, sponsored by Indeed.com. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Xavier will have the basketball to begin the second half, trailing Texas 47-39. The Musketeers go with their same starting 5. Backcourt of McKnight, Swain, Conwell, and a front court of Foster and Fremantle. Texas breaking the huddle in the burnt orange. Presumably will have the same starting 5. Jordan Pope in the backcourt along with Tremont Mark and Trey Johnson. Arthur Kaluma and Caden Shedrick in the front court. Indeed, that is the 5 for the Horns in their burnt orange. Xavier in the navy. Swag surfing in Dayton. Musketeers hope it can help them come back from an 8-point deficit to begin the second half. Davion McKnight brings it over the timeline left to right for the Musketeers. Top of the arc, Fremantle hands off Conwell. He rose off the floor, but bounced the ball before coming back down, so he did not get called for a travel. Throws it left wing to Foster. Back up to the March Madness logo, Fremantle. Top of the arc, McKnight. Overhead pass underneath for a back-cutting Swain. It's knocked loose by Kaluma, and he saves it in the corner to Mark. Texas on the run. Near side left Pope. He drives to the rim. Stripped by McKnight. He lost it out of bounds off his leg. It's a Texas turnover.
That was an interesting possession. First possession by Xavier. Because it did look like Conwell might have jumped off the floor, left the floor a little bit, but nonetheless, they didn't call it. Good defensive stop on the opposite side.
Davion McKnight handles the basketball for Xavier. 40 seconds played in the second half. Texas 47, Xavier 39. Bounce pass, right block entry. Fremantle finds a cutting Swain. Aerial contest with Shedrick. They bang bodies. He lays it in. Count it plus the foul. That'll get the Musketeers crowd going. And one for Swain.
Big time finish right here. Good pass by Fremantle. And this is just a one-on-one. Go through the contact. Go through the chest of the big. Play off 2 feet and have the focus to finish.
Swain's free throw short, no good. Rebounded by Kaluma for Texas. Longhorns lead 47-41. Xavier, the 6th best free throw shooting team in the country, has made just 4 out of 8 in the first 21 minutes of this game. Tremont Mark, front court right for Texas, attacking the rim to our left against Xavier's man-to-man. Out to the midcourt logo, Trey Johnson. Crosses over, works to the right slot, throws it to the right corner. Mark, catch and shoot. 3 goes around it down. Tremont Mark has a game-high 14 points. Texas leads by 9 with 18:45 to play.
Big-time response right there by Tremont Mark. Catch it in rhythm in the corner, knock it down.
5th time in his last 6 games, he has at least a dozen. Ryan Conwell works into the baseline, kick out Fremantle, straight on triple. It's good! Zach Fremantle finally gets a 3-pointer to go down. He had just 2 points in the first half. He has 3 in the opening 100 seconds out of halftime. Texas 50, Xavier 44. The Musketeers crowd into it again in Dayton. Tremont Mark spins top of the arc, throws it to Pope in the left corner. 12 to shoot. Drives right on Conwell. Step back, left wing triple. Air ball too strong. Rebound batted loose and taken by Foster for Xavier. The Musketeers left to right. Foster hesitates at the top of the arc. Works to the right slot. Guarded by Johnson. Throws it to Swain, left wing. He's working on the much smaller Shedrick, or much taller Shedrick, I should say. Gives it up to Foster, left wing. Terminated his dribble, needs options. Skip pass, Swain, right wing. Thought about a 3. Drives into Shedrick. Kick out Fremantle. Another straight on triple. Missed it short. Rebounded by Mark for Texas. 17:35 remaining. Texas with the basketball up by 6 after Fremantle missed a chance to cut it to a 1-possession Xavier deficit. Mark casually dribbles on the March Madness logo. Left-hand bell-tied dribble. He hops near side of the left wing. Gives it up to Johnson. Straight on between the rings against Swain. Ball screened by Shedrick. Hard hedge to the right side. 7 to shoot. Johnson terminates. Shedrick. Bounce pass to a back-cutting Johnson and stolen by Swain. Xavier runs out left to right. Swain up the gut. Leads it for Fremantle, who jams it with 2 hands.
Uh-oh.
They're roaring in Dayton. Xavier on an 18-9 run to close within 4. Timeout, Texas. Zach Fremantle has waited 6 years for his tournament moment in a Xavier uniform, and he just stuffed it with 2 hands. 5 points for Fremantle in the opening 3 minutes of the second half, and Xavier has pulled it within 4. There's a timeout on the court, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or both. Visit Progressive.com. Texas 50, Xavier 46. Think they believe at UD Arena? From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Oh, sweet mercy!
It's college baseball season, and Sirius XM College Sports Radio has the best coverage up through Omaha.
The baseball national title has a home sweet home on Rocky Top.
Join Mike Farron and Mike Rooney every Thursday for This Week in College Baseball. The best analysis.
This is going to be...
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have you filled out your bracket yet? Have you filled it out, and have you joined our group yet? To track all the way through every single live stream that we do here on Toronto Sports Insider for March Madness. Get your brackets in now. They lock Thursday before the first game tips off. So make sure you click that link that is pinned in the chat. And while you're at it and we've got your attention, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. We're trying to grow an awesome community here and hit 100,000 subscribers. Please help us get there. We'll be live every single game of March Madness. See you back in the chat.
Buster plus College Sports Radio Channel 84 is reacting to the madness throughout the tournament.
This is a legit Final Four contender.
For the analysis, the insight, and the passion of March Madness, it's Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84 in the car, and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
It comes around every year. People begin to scramble for information. It's a beast like no other. And VSiN is here to help you navigate the waters of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. It's Sharp Week, and our team of college hoops experts will guide you through your brackets. Want to know who the wagering sharps are picking? Tune into Sharp Week on VSiN, Sirius XM 158. Sharps! You're gonna need a bigger bet.
Position in Dayton. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Get fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. 17 minutes to go in the game. Xavier has cut this down to a 4-point game. Texas 50, Xavier 46.
Zach Fremantle has been phenomenal in these first 3 minutes. His activity, he missed 2 threes early in the first half, knocks it down in the second half, gets the assist to Swain. His activity in this first 3 minutes has been extremely impressive, and that's why they have gotten back in this ball game and gotten this crowd into it.
Let's Go X rings out around UD Arena just as it did going into the timeout. Texas basketball attacking the rim to our left. Xavier in a man-to-man that is motivated as ever. Far side right, it's Kaluma for Texas. He's harassed by a double team. He drives to the left. He terminates in the paint. A right-hand scoop layup snaked in around Marcus Foster, and Texas leads by half a dozen. Davion McKnight, full head of speed the other way, and a foul in the paint. Texas wanted a moving screen on Fremantle, who decked Weaver in the lane, but the foul goes against the Longhorns, and McKnight will shoot 2. Weaver gets the foul. He's been all over the floor for Texas, contacting Musketeers, contacting the floor when he dived on the hardwood in front of the Texas bench in the first half. McKnight free throw, no good off the back rim. He is 0 for 2 in the game, 81% foul shooter. And Xavier, which shoots so well this year, 79.5%, 6th best in Division I, just 4 of 9 in the stripe of the game. Second one up, and good. Kendall Weaver, by the way, has a big old court burn on his right shoulder from where he landed on that dive. Big pink stretch across his right shoulder.
I've had a few of those.
Texas 52, Xavier 47, inside 16.5 remaining. Trey Johnson, step back, right corner, 3, around and in. Trey Johnson cocks it, locks it, and reloads it. 55-47, Texas on top. 16:15 to go. He touched that right hand back down into his hip pocket. Shedrick the steal on the run out. The one-hand stuff for the 6'11 grad student on the run in transition. A quick 5-0 Texas run, and the lead restored to double digits. Longhorns up 57-47, and that quiets the Musketeers faithful here in Dayton. Far side left wing, Davion McKnight. He holds it low, sweeps through left, driving on Weaver. Steps back, gets into the paint. Left-hand floater, missed it off the heel. Rebounded by Weaver off a bounce for Texas. Jamon Mark into the front court. Game high 14 points, 6 of 8 from the field. Goes over to Trey Johnson, who has 13 points. They've combined for nearly half of Texas's 57. Mark on the left wing, working on McKnight. Sweeps low, fakes left, drives right, stumbles into the paint. He's stripped, and it's taken away by Fremantle for Xavier. On the run, Conwell. Skip pass, right wing, Foster. On a flyby by Weaver. Right wing, 3 is good. Marcus Foster sticks it, and Xavier back within 7.
Big time shot right there in transition. Get it out, pump fake, let the defender fly by. Money.
15 minutes to go. Texas ball up by 7. Foster has 9. He has made 3 of 4 from the field. Kaluma off the right wing. Sizes up his man, gets a switch on Swain, who hand checks him on the baseline on a foul. Swain is called for the personal. That's his second. It's Xavier's first since halftime. Timeout on the court. 14-15 remaining in the game. Texas 57, Xavier 50. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rash? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Choose Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. 14:51 to go in the game. Texas 57, Xavier 50.
Kendall Weaver, when he's into the game, just in the past 2-3 minutes, the defense turns up and goes to a different level. Xavier slowly was grinding their way back in that first 3 minutes. Then Kendall Weaver gets inserted in the ball game, and all of a sudden, Texas is able to get their lead back out to 7. Kendall Weaver's activity on the defensive side changes everything for UT.
Nate Gatter, King McClure back with you courtside in Dayton. Producer Andy Garcia, engineer Noah Champion. Mike Bloom, our statistician, all on hand to close out the first 4. Off the inbound action, Texas with the ball. Trey Johnson on the far side, right wing. Working against Swain. Dribbles low between his legs. Step back. Got Swain to jump. Works right. He steps back again, and he goes up, and he's fouled by Swain. Trey Johnson will go back to the free throw line. That's the third on Swain. Remember, also, there are 3 fouls on Ryan Conwell for Xavier. Got them all in the first half. Attack Fremantle, who has 2.
Trey Johnson is so hard to guard, one-on-one. He has so many hezzies and counters, and because he's such a good jump shooter, you have to always respect his hesitations in order for you to contest. That time, Swain, instead of trying to meet him at the top of the jump to contest, he swipes down. You have the size advantage. Just contest. You use your length to your advantage.
Both free throws go down for Trey Johnson, who has overcome those couple of early misses at the foul line. He has an efficient 15 points to lead all scorers tonight. Texas leads 59-50. Fremantle handles top of the arc, let out a yell because he missed a back-cutting Ryan Conwell down the lane. McKnight between the rings, goes back to Conwell in the left wing. He works into the left block extended. Left-hand floater off the back rim. It goes into the air and drops through the net. Soft touch from Ryan Conwell, who has 9 points in limited minutes. 59-52 Texas. Conwell coming off a career-high 38 against Marquette in the Big East tournament at the Garden. A memory he'll have forever. Weaver drives down the middle of the paint, goes up, ripped away by Conwell out of bounds. Last off of Texas, and Xavier gets it on a big turnover. Great defensive play by Conwell, who had to be careful because he has 3 fouls.
He got lucky right here. He did get off ball, but He got lucky that his hands were good in that possession because that could have easily been a score.
Xavier basketball down by 7. The Musketeers have cut it to within one possession in the second half. Conwell, left wing, contested three. Thought he was hit, missed it short. Rebound out of bounds, last off Xavier to Texas. There was some contact over on the left wing, right in front of the Xavier bench. The officials, led by Terry Oglesby, who was right there in front of it, say no whistle. 13:39 to go, second half. Texas 59, Xavier 52. The Longhorns have led since the early minutes of this game. On the weed between the rings, Trey Johnson working on Maddox. Gets a high screen from Onyema. And he's stripped by Fremantle with a foul. Fremantle on the hedge, knocked it loose, and the boos rained down at UD Arena. Zach Fremantle just picked up his third foul.
From our angle, it looked like it was all ball. Oh, he got him on the right arm for sure. Looking at this, we got the review, we got the replay. He got him on the right arm for sure. That's a foul. Good call by the ref.
I think Sean Miller might actually agree with you, even though he didn't say it. He had his hands on his head looking at the replay. Trey Johnson, left wing, catch and shoot. Three is good! Trey Johnson has 18 points. The SEC's leading scorer showing out in March Madness. 62-52, Longhorns with 13 minutes to go. Maddox works down to the left baseline. Shovels it out to Fremantle straight away. He drives on Shedrick. Down to the right block. Ball away, righty hook. Backboard rim, no. Rebounded by Kaluma for Texas. When Sean Miller saw that replay, though, he took his hands off his head. He just looked out of the court. Johnson dashes in, left of the paint. A lot of contact and a stumbling travel. He and Fremantle came together hard. Fremantle goes down holding his jaw. He climbs back to his feet, and he's looking around at the officials saying, how is that not a whistle against Texas? Maintain X is the asset maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter X.com/MVP. Texas 62, Xavier 52. 12:40 and counting to play the game. Xavier last led at the 14:48 mark of the first half. Led by as many as 3 early on, but been trailing for more than 20 minutes of game time. Maddox, deep right slot 3. Missed it. Rebound comes over to the near side. Kent had his hands on it. He tries to save it. It's deflected by Hunter out of bounds to the near sideline. And Texas will get it back up by 10. Longhorns have led by as many as 13. That was a 41-28 advantage with 4:41 to go in the first. Mark on the right-hand dribble over to the right wing. Reverses back to his left hand. Gets to the foul line. Turnaround Jay. Missed it too strong. And the rebound swatted out of bounds by the left hand of Shedrick for Texas. Maybe just trying to get something on it. He knocked that ball into his own cheerleaders. Could have reached the seats.
Yeah, just hoping he can get a tip back, but it went the wrong way.
Mark checks out. Jordan Pope is back on for Texas. So 3 bench players out there. Pope and Weaver in the backcourt, Penn in the front court, along with 2 starters. Trey Johnson with his game-high 18 for Texas. And the big man, Caden Shedrick. Ryan Conwell in the left slot, steps back between the rings. Working on Pope, drives right, and a blocking foul. He lays it up and in, but there will be no basket. The Xavier fans wanted it. If that had been given after some of the fouls we saw on the floor waving off baskets in the first game tonight, that would have been truly insane. Timeout on the floor after the foul. 12 minutes exactly to play in regulation. Texas 62, Xavier 52. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure with great deals on our legendary Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, like the Grand Cherokee 4xE, our most capable Grand Cherokee ever, the Jeep Wrangler 4xE, our most capable Wrangler ever, or the Jeep Compass, our most affordable SUV. Hurry in for an exceptional offer during the Jeep Celebration event and let the adventure of a lifetime begin. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with exclusive member-only deals. Right now, save $30 on a Little Giant Extra Light Plus 5-foot aluminum stepladder. Was $109, now just $79. Plus, save an additional $20 on the Metabo HPT pneumatic finish nailer. Don't miss out on these limited-time deals. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 3/17 through 3/19. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Download the official NCAA March Madness live app, and you can listen to every Westwood One broadcast of the men's and women's basketball tournament for free. Just look for the headphones icon on any live game, and if you're in the car, it seamlessly integrates with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Get the official NCAA March Madness live app today. 12 minutes to go, second half. Texas 62, Xavier 52. King McClure, is there a way back for the Musketeers?
There definitely is. 12 minutes is a long time. A lot can happen in 12 minutes, but you're going to have to get some stops on the defensive side. You're allowing Texas to shoot almost 60% from the field. They're doing whatever they want to do, Nate. They are way too comfortable, and the shots that they're hitting, some of them are tough. However, it comes down to a point where you just have to man up. You just have to take pride on the defensive side and get stops one-on-one.
On top of that, Xavier hasn't scored for the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The Musketeers have the basketball, inbounding under the Texas basket on the baseline. Ryan Conwell is the trigger man. Maddox was held coming around a screen by Foster, and the foul goes on Jordan Pope for Texas. That's the fourth Texas team foul with 12 minutes still to go second half. It's Pope's third. And remember, even though Xavier is 5 of 10 at the line in this game, so good at the stripe this season, and you would think the sooner into the bonus, the better for the Musketeers. Pope is going to check out. Tremont Mark comes right back on. He has been so good running things for the Longhorns tonight. First-year Longhorn spent last season at Arkansas. Gone over 1,500 points in his collegiate career. Had that serious injury scare on Friday in the SEC tournament against Tennessee. Great to see him out here and playing so well. In the corner, Maddox off the inbound in a trap. Shedrick took contact. He falls down, rolling over. The pass goes underneath to Marcus Foster, who lays it up and in. Shedrick is down for Texas. Across the way, in the far side left corner, in front of the Xavier bench. It's Texas 62 and Xavier 54. Only 6 seconds have gone off since the timeout. 11:54 remaining in the game. And Shedrick is covering his face and rolling back and forth in some pain. The athletic training staff is over to take a look at him, and the officials, James Brading, Jerry Oglesby, and Christopher Merlot, are over to the monitor to check this play. What do you see, King McClure?
It looked like the left knee of Maddox hit Shedrick in this groin area. And I had a game earlier this year where a play like this occurred, and the rule is any contact to the midsection is either flagrant 2 or nothing. The way that the rule book is stated, that it has to be either a flagrant 2 or nothing. So we'll see if they're either going to call this a flagrant 2, which I don't think they should, because flagrant 2 is ejection, a flagrant 2 or nothing.
Now, you had that Houston-Texas Tech game that I think many would say was among the 3-5 best games of the entire regular season. Houston's only home loss. No foul on the play is the call. In that game, in the very early minutes, Jacob Toppin, Texas Tech's leading scorer, was ejected for an incidental foot to the groin of a Houston player. It caused Grant McCaslin, his head coach, to get ejected as well. Ultimately, Texas Tech found a way to get motivation for that and win the game in a place where nobody else could win this year. But flagrant 2 is supposed to be not only excessive but severe contact, and that sort of implies some intent, I think.
And then they have to change that rule. Because I would have been cool in that game where if they just would have called it a flagrant 1, and then nothing. And if flagrant one, then it is. So you keep Jacob Toppin in the game, and it is what it is. However, with the way the wording in the rule book is, they have to change that. Because for you to either be deemed a flagrant 2 or nothing, it has to be some type of leeway in the middle.
Tremont Mark handles the ball far side right wing for Texas with an 8-point lead, 11:35 to go. He works to the right elbow, pull up Jay, missed it right, weak side a rebound, pulled in on the offensive glass by Jason Kent. He's pushed to the back and a foul on Xavier. Maddox gets the whistle. It's the 4th Xavier team foul in the second half, the first on Maddox.
And you finally get a stop, Nate. You finally get the stop that you needed, but you allow Texas to get a second chance opportunity. You have to complete the play by securing the rebound.
Texas is fortunate, too, on the replay. Kent stepped out of bounds on the baseline with his left foot just before it looked like the contact occurred.
Oh, man.
Onyema works in, pivoting once and twice. Left mid-post, missed the lefty hook. An air ball short, rebound Xavier. And here comes Marcus Foster left to right. You can hear what King McClure thought of that post move. Pinwheel once and twice. Foster catch and shoot, left wing three, good! Marcus Foster hits his second three. He has a team-high 14 points for Xavier, and the X-Men are back within 5. 62-57 Texas, 10:50 to go. Mark drives left to the paint, elevates, lefty floater, no off the glass. Offensive rebound, Jason Kent. He goes up and he's fouled. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Yo, it's Jacob Hester from Off Campus on College Sports Radio. For full breakdowns of this game and more, tune in weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Channel 84 or anytime on the SiriusXM app.
Jason Kent, a 53% foul shooter for Texas, at the line for the first time tonight. At the free throw line to our left. He takes a deep breath, one bounce, lets the right-hand free throw go, and he got it to go off the back rim and down. Texas has made 10 out of 13, nearly 80% as a team tonight. The Longhorns lead Xavier 63-57, 10:47 to go, second half. Hank Adder, King McClure, our entire Westwood One crew with you courtside, wrapping things up in Dayton. We started with a dandy, Alabama State, the near buzzer-beating layup from Amar Knox to beat St. Francis 70-68 in the first of 67 games at the NCAA tournament this year. Might we finish with 1-2? Kent's second free throw is good. So the 53% foul shooter gets both. Texas leads by 7 with 10:47 remaining. Musketeers basketball moving up the floor left to right. Davion McKnight over the timeline. Goes to Conwell on the left wing, who hands off to Swain. He circles to the top of the arc. Drives left to the paint. Right hand double clutch layup, no good. Off the backboard of the front rim, it wouldn't go. Rebounded by Texas. The Longhorns have led by as many as 13. They've been in front for the last 24 minutes and change on the game clock. Between the rings, it's Kendall Weaver, a catalyst for so much of Texas's work in the first half. He hands off to Mark on the right wing. Weaves through the paint to the mid-post left. He shuffled his feet, but he terminated the dribble. And a travel on Tremont Mark. The 9th Texas turnover, 5 of them in the second half already.
That's a good call right here. Tremont Mark chops his feet right there. Last minute on his dribble. Trying to come to the 1-2. That's a good call.
Heavily partisan Xavier crowd in an arena less than 50 miles from Xavier's campus, chanting again, trying to keep their Musketeers in it. On the left wing off the weave action, Swain drives to the baseline, goes up, swatted by Shedrick, bounce off the chest of Swain and out of bounds off Xavier. What a block by Caden Shedrick, the veteran, and he wins possession back for the Horns.
And that's the problem. When you have a guy like Swain who means so much to this program, but when you look at the way Texas is guarding him, they're allowing him to shoot the basketball. They are not guarding him. They're not worried about him knocking down shots from behind the arc. As a result, they are loading up. So when he tries to drive, there's already a big right there to contest. So you're not getting out of any production from him. That's why they took him out the game and put Hunter in.
Trey Johnson penetrates for Texas, goes up through contact at the foul line, didn't get a whistle, knocked free to Xavier. McKnight on the run, sets up Foster, thought about a right wing three, holds it over his head, gets a high screen from Fremantle, works on the left-hand dribble, down the left side of the paint, bullies the smaller Weaver, bracketed in the post, kicks it out Fremantle, pump fake on a three, drives left to the paint, kicks it out Foster, left corner triple, it's good! Marcus Foster has 17, one off his season high, and Xavier is back within 4, 64-60, Texas on top, 9:15 remaining. A loud crowd again for a Texas possession. The Horns without a field goal for over 4 minutes. Right wing Johnson, jab step back three. Missed it short. Long rebound off a bounce. He got it himself. He crashes to the rim, and he is fouled. Trey Johnson is fouled on a run to the rim. They get it on Davion McKnight, his second, and it's lucky for Xavier because the contact right after that came from Fremantle, would have been his fourth. Trey Johnson at the free throw line, 18 points to lead all scorers. He's made 5 of 7 at the stripe. The SEC Freshman of the Year. First one up. No good off the back rim. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today. Second free throw is good. Johnson splits the pair. Texas 65, Xavier 60. Musketeers basketball. They have 3 timeouts left. Texas has the arrow and 2 timeouts remaining. Xavier weaves it, pass by McKnight, hit Hunter in the back of the head, but deflects to Foster on the left wing. Bounce pass entry, left block. Fremantle backs down Shedrick, spins baseline, lefty hook. Around it, it drops. Xavier perfectly executes the pass it off the back of Jerome Hunter's head play, and Zach Fremantle scores. 65-62 Texas.
He's so skilled. He can finish over either hand. He's a problem one-on-one.
This arena is as loud as it's been the entire first quarter. Texas by 3. Kaluma right wing. Drives on McKnight. Through contact. He's stripped. It's off Kaluda's leg and out of bounds. Xavier gets it back. Trailing by 3 with 8:20 to go in the game. Boy, has this crowd done a great job for their Musketeers, keeping them in it when they could have keeled over.
They're a passionate fan base.
Swain between the rings, works on the right-hand dribble, attacks, kick out, right corner, Hunter 3. It's good! Tie game! Jerome Hunter made 13 threes the entire season. He has 3 in this game, and Xavier has come back to tie the game at 65 after they trailed by as many as 13. What a final 8 minutes we have in store. Johnson on the dribble, right side. Throws it to the middle of the paint. Shedrick on the bounce, right block. Contested layup, banks in. Texas back in front by 2.
That's a big-time response right there. Trey Johnson coming off the ball screen, looking to score. However, he sees Shedrick right there in the middle of the paint. Good finish.
Fremantle, top of the arc, hand off Conwell. Deep straight on 3 for the lead. Front rim, back rim, it drops off. They can't believe it, but he's fouled. Nearly a miraculous 4-point play. Conwell was hit. It hit the front rim. It hit the back rim. It hit the front rim again, and it just dropped the wrong way for Xavier. But Conwell will have 3 free throws on the other side of the timeout with a chance to give the Musketeers their first lead since the opening 6 minutes. There's a timeout on the court. 7:28 to go in the game. Texas 67, Xavier 65. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry!
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Jason Horwitz, Nick Baugh, back with you here in our Westwood One studios. We check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, go to GoodRx.com or download the free GoodRx app. Earlier tonight, Mount St. Mary's 83-72 over American. They will take on Duke on Friday in this ball game. Xavier a chance to take the lead, Nick, at the line. They trailed by 13 late in the first half, by as many as 10 with 13 minutes to go in the second half.
Yeah, Xavier's just been chipping away at this thing. They've navigated the foul trouble of Ryan Conwell and Zach Fremantle, and with those two guys on the floor, you can just feel the rhythm starting to take hold for Xavier in the half court offensively. Trey Johnson has had an answer more often than not to just keep Xavier at bay, but it feels like that Xavier crowd in Dayton is starting to roar a little bit. Texas is on the ropes here.
Yeah, 6 second-half turnovers for the Longhorns. Major problem. Free throws coming for Xavier. Let's finish out a much more exciting game than last night between North Carolina and San Diego State. Back to Nate Gatter and King McClure.
Jason, that might be the understatement of the tournament so far. Wow, has the night game flipped the script from last night. Texas 67, Xavier 65. The Longhorns have led by as many as 13. They've been on top for more than 27 straight minutes of game clock. But Ryan Conwell will be at the free throw line for the first time for Xavier, and he'll have 3 shots. If he makes them all, Xavier can take the lead for the first time since the opening 6 minutes of the game.
Now, this last 7 minutes and 28 seconds, Ryan. I mean, Nate, my bad.
Ryan Conwell at the line.
Yeah,
you're getting on my play-by-play territory. Conwell gets the first free throw to go.
This last 7 minutes and 28 seconds, Nate. Trey Johnson is supposed to be a top 5 pick in this upcoming draft. This is where you prove it. This is where you show NBA teams right now that you are worth every penny. This is where you improve your stock and you get in the same category as the Ace Baileys, as the Dylan Harpers. It's Trey Johnson time for Texas.
Ryan Conwell misses the second free throw. Nate Gatter and King McClure here at our Grainger broadcast position in Dayton. Stay on top of your game with Grainger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. Conwell gets the third free throw, so he makes 2 out of 3, and we're tied up again at 67. Xavier has made 7 out of 13 free throws, 54% of the game, way below their season average. Texas basketball, tie game, 7:15 left. Attacking the rim to our left against the Musketeers man-to-man. Near side left wing, Tremont Mark. Holds the ball above his head, throws to a cutting Shedrick, who is held from behind by Zach Fremantle. That's Fremantle's 4th foul. And it was an obvious one. He grabbed onto the back of Shedrick's burnt orange jersey and yanked it away from his body.
Yeah, it was definitely an obvious foul. Just no need for that right there. Rely on your backside help. You took a bad angle, yes, but no need for that. Rely on the backside help. And that's a huge, huge loss right there for Fremantle. Picking up his 4th, now going to the bench.
Fremantle's 4th. And it's the 7th on Xavier in the second half, so Caden Shedrick is at the foul line. 67% free throw shooter this year. His first one of the night is up and good. Texas has made 13 free throws to Xavier's 7. The Longhorns have shot 77% to Xavier's 54. Not at all what we would have expected coming in. You can tell, too, how obvious that Fremantle foul was, because even though it was his 4th, the Xavier crowd did not make a peep. Shedrick's second one up. Good. Texas 69, Xavier 67. 7 minutes and change to play in our second half in Dayton. The winner moves on to play 6th-seeded Illinois in the Midwest region in Milwaukee. Far side, left wing, McKnight. Gives it up to Conwell. Throws it over to Hughley. In with Fremantle going to the bench with 4 fouls. Dribble handoff, McKnight. Back to Hughley on the left wing. Surveys, he drives with the right hand all the way to the rim. Righty layup, no. Shedrick skies for the rebound, and he is fouled. The foul goes against Xavier. It's Marcus Foster. His second, more importantly, Xavier's 8th. So Shedrick will walk somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 feet and shoot 1-and-1 again at the other end.
Hughley needs to stop driving the basketball. You're not getting anything out of it. He doesn't have that level of pop on the finish to be able to go over the length and the athleticism of Texas.
Correction on the foul. It goes against Hunter. Jerome Hunter has his first and goes to the bench. So Shedrick will shoot 1 in the bonus here. Just made 2 a moment ago. Texas up 2, 6:46 remaining. Shedrick bounces once and twice. Righty free throw, good. Texas's theoretically lesser free throw shooters have stepped up big in this game. Shedrick 3 for 3. Jason Kent 2 for 2. He's 53%. Trey Johnson has 3 of the Longhorns' 4 misses. He's an 89% foul shooter. Second one is good. Shedrick goes 4 for 4. Those were all 1-and-1 free throws. Those are critical makes for Texas. 71-67 Longhorns. 80% the Horns at the foul line of this game. 16 made free throws to 7 for Xavier. And Zach Fremantle is back to the table waiting to check in with 4 fouls. Near side right wing McKnight. Swing it to the right corner. Foster, 1 dribble left. Step back 3. He rattles it in. Marcus Foster has a season high 20 points. He's hit 4 3-pointers. And the Musketeers are back within 1. Trey Johnson curls around the screen, catch and shoot. Deep right wing 3 is good for the answer. 22 points for Trey Johnson. The 15th time this year he has scored 20 points or more.
Oh, my, Nate.
Conwell between the rings. Gives it up Hughley. Right wing 3. Up and off the back rim. No good. Offensive rebound at the left elbow by a leaping McKnight for Xavier. He drives to the baseline on the left side. Bounce pass. Kick out Foster. Right corner. Pump making a drive. Jump step. In the lane. Ready floater good. Marcus Foster brimming with confidence. 5 straight for him. 22 in the game. 74-72 Texas with 5:40 left.
How good has Marcus Foster been tonight?
He averages 7.5 per game. He has just about tripled that. Trey Johnson, deep right wing. Gives it up Shedrick. He drives to the right side. Thought he was fouled. Kick out Mark. Straight on triple. Way short. Just barely got the rim. Long rebound tap to the air. Grabbed by Johnson. Right corner. Falling out of bounds. He whips it over his head to Mark. Drives to the right block. Floats it underneath. Weaver. Double clutch. Layup. No. Hughley has the rebound for Xavier. McKnight on the run. Left to right. Pulls up to the foul line. Kick out Hughley. Right slot 3. Good! John Hughley, the little U, 6'11" grad student off the bench, getting his chance because Zach Fremantle has 4 fouls. Hits a 3 to give Xavier its first lead since it was 10-9. Musketeers on top, 75-74, 4:45 to go. Johnson between the rings, step back, left slot 3, missed it short, high flying rebound, Conwell for Xavier, stretch pass to Swain, elevates, ready layup good, plus a foul on Trey Johnson. It's a Xavier party in Dayton. In their 159th trip to this arena, it has never been louder for the Musketeers. Xavier 77, Texas 74, 4:36 to play at the first 4.
And if you're Trey Johnson, you take a bad shot on one end, and then you allow an and one on the opposite side. You have to sprint back. He's a freshman. He doesn't understand yet because he's so young. It's his first time. But you got to sprint back. You cannot allow the offensive player to get behind you to get that advantage. Nonetheless, if he does get the advantage, you just have to give up that layup because you can't allow him to get the easy and one.
Taylon Swain hits his first of 4 free throws tonight and makes it 78-74 Xavier. 4.5 to go. Sean Miller waved his arms up and down, looking at the standing Musketeers fans, urging them on. Tremont Mark kicks it to Kaluma, right wing. Thought about a 3. Texas with the ball down 4. Mark drives, step back, right elbow J, around the rim and off the backboard, and it drops. Big answer by the veteran Tremont Mark. He has 16, and Texas snaps an 8-0 Xavier run to pull within 2.
Tremont Mark has been here. He understands how to win and how to go deep and what it takes.
Ryan Conwell throws it to Hughley, right slot 3. Missed it short, rebound Mark for Texas. Mark on the run, finds Kaluma, sprinting down the right side of the paint. Awkward layup, no, tip back up by Shedrick, rolls off the rim, and Hughley pulls away the rebound for Xavier. How about the minutes for the big guy Hughley, pressed into service with Zach Fremantle's foul trouble. Xavier 78, Texas 76, 3:35 left. And a timeout taken by Sean Miller and the Musketeers. There's a timeout on the court. 3:33 to go, second half. Our score, Xavier 78, Texas 76. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, Spruce, Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour. And dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
At Lowe's, our members get more. With the MyLowe's Rewards programs, you can shop member-only deals for your home and business every week. Plus, members earn points on eligible purchases. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Xavier 78, Texas 76 with 3:33 to go in the second half. Xavier has the basketball when we come out of the timeout. This crowd has been such a big part of the story at UD Arena in Dayton tonight. Heavily slanted toward the Musketeers, playing less than 50 miles away from their hometown. So let's check the attendance. Sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats is delivering game day deals from hundreds of your local favorites all week. Order now on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. There are 12,546 in attendance in Dayton tonight. More than 12,000 each night of this tournament. Right around 23,000 combined for the first four. 3.5 minutes left. King McClure, Xavier up 78-76 on Texas.
John Hughley has came in the game and knocked a few down. Been a presence. We talked about how he should have stopped driving, but he started stepping back from the three. Fremantle back in the game. I'm interested to see, will Texas attack him knowing that he has 4 fouls? Will he let a few things slide? How aggressive will he be defensively?
Conwell comes to get it. Left slot for Xavier. Works around the left side. 6 on the timer. Throws it to Fremantle. Top of the arc with 3 to shoot. Foul line with 2. Gives it up. Hunter has to force a straight on 3. Missed it short. Rebounded by Mark for Texas, who stumbled without dribbling. He took 2 steps and got away with it. The Xavier bench can't believe it. Mark was knocked off balance by his own man. Had to put down his pivot foot and then switch it. Texas ball down 2. 3 minutes to go. Weaver spins in the paint. Right block. Xavier wants to travel. Didn't get it. Shoveled out to Mark on the right wing. He finds a rolling Kent. Layup. Drops. Big bucket for Jason Kent. Tied up at 78. 2:50 to go.
The poise of Tremont Mark to make the right decision time and time again.
Conwell, right side, drives in, through contact, lays it up, right block, no! Weak side rebound, grabbed by Shedrick for Texas. 2:35 and counting to go in the game. Texas 78, Xavier 78, Longhorns basketball. They've led by as many as 13. Xavier went on a big second half push to lead by as many as 4. Mark letting the clock run down out near midcourt. 10 on the shot clock. Mark on the right hand dribble. 1-on-1 against McKnight. 7 to shoot. Step back. Right slot 3. Missed it short. Strong side rebound. Snatched down by the strong right hand of Marcus Foster for Xavier.
Not a great shot at all. You have to get the ball swung. We talk about his decision making all night, but right there, not a good decision by Tremont Mark.
Xavier hasn't scored for more than 2.5 minutes. Between the rings, McKnight throws it to the left wing for Foster. He wants a bounce pass entry to Fremantle. Makes the catch on the left block. Bangs to the middle. Fall away jumper toward the baseline. He got it. Over the top of Shedrick at 6'11". Zach Fremantle with 4 fouls, hitting big buckets. He yells to the Xavier students after giving the Musketeers an 80-78 lead. Inside 100 ticks to go. Trey Johnson thought he was fouled on the pass, and he was. Late whistle. It's the 9th team foul on Xavier. And so Trey Johnson will shoot a 1-and-1 with Texas trailing by 2 and 95 seconds remaining. The foul is on Marcus Foster, his second. Texas has been called for only 6 fouls, so the next 3 on the floor against the Longhorns will be 1-and-1 for Xavier. This is the last 1-and-1 for Texas. Everything after this against the Musketeers will be 2 shots. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Texas has the possession arrow. 1:35 left. Texas down 2. Trey Johnson free throw is good. He earns a second and a chance to tie the game. 23 points tonight for the SEC's leading scorer, Trey Johnson. The highest scoring freshman in the country. Second one up. Rims around and out. Rebounded by Foster for Xavier. Trey Johnson, an 89% free throw shooter, has missed 4 of his 11 free throws in this game. And Xavier has the ball, retaining an 80-79 lead. Top of the key, Swain gives it up to Conwell and gets it back high left side. Swain working on the much taller Shedrick off the switch. Throws it left slot, Conwell. He's against Weaver, 7 to shoot. Conwell top of the arc, looking for a rolling Freemantle, who was pushed in the back as this pass sailed over his head out of bounds. Freemantle will shoot 1 in the bonus. Shedrick put 2 hands in his back. Freemantle stumbled down. Sean Miller is asking for a review and a potential flagrant. I think that's probably a tall ask. It's the 3rd foul on Shedrick. They are going to review it, and so we'll see if the officials can find anything flagrant. Rodney Terry is very upset at that decision on the Texas bench. You can listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament for free on the Varsity Network app. Listen to every game live or on demand. Download the Varsity Network app now and search NCAA Championships. The Xavier fans in the front row are campaigning with the officials already over there across the way of the monitor. Very quick initial review. They're calling Terry Oglesby over to take a look himself.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, Shedrick did push him in the back on the roll, and it was kind of unnecessary. I could see them upgrading this to a flagrant 1 because it was extremely unnecessary.
The definition of a flagrant 1 foul is one that is deemed excessive in nature or unnecessary contact. It's not based on severity. It would result in 2 foul shots for Xavier, and the Musketeers would keep the ball. As it stands,
the call of a common foul is confirmed.
And they confirm the common foul. So as it stands and as it will remain, Zach Freemantle will shoot 1-and-1 on the 7th Texas team foul of the second half. 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the game. Xavier 80, Texas 79.
And I'm okay with that call. And the reason why is because you never want to make that big of a call in a moment like this. Basically, that would determine the outcome of the game. Unless it's very, very obvious. Unless it's 100% obvious, you don't want to make a call in this moment of the game. So I'm cool with that.
Zach Freemantle, the first one. He got it. Fremantle's first free throw of the night goes down. 76% shooter on the year. He has 12 points despite battling foul trouble. His 6th year at Xavier, his first NCAA tournament game. Both free throws go down. Xavier 82, Texas 79. The UD Arena crowd roars for the Musketeers. Trey Johnson dribbles in the front court. Inside the final minute. What does the young freshman have in store? Between the rings, crosses over left, drives on Conwell, step back, 16-footer left side, rims around and out. Rebounded by Foster for Xavier. About a 20-second difference, game and shot clock. McKnight gets into the front court for the Musketeers. Texas is going to play this out. The right call?
I don't hate the shot. I mean, he's the leading scorer. You live by it. You got to die by it. Got the separation. I don't hate it.
Ryan Conwell denied last year with Indiana State a chance at the tournament. Gives it up to Freemantle. Straight on 3. Missed it badly. Too strong. Rebounded by Swain for Xavier. Sticks it back up and in. The 19-year-old youngest kid on the team for Xavier makes it a 5-point lead. 15 seconds left. Left corner Weaver. Pump making a drive. Jump stop. Layup and a foul. He missed it off the left side, but he was fouled. And Kendall Weaver will shoot 2 free throws. He'll be at the line for the first time tonight. Just a 61% free throw shooter. How about the fortuitous rebound straight off the backboard, no rim to Dalen Swain?
Well, I think that's why he was able to get the rebound. I mean, it was just perfect position, because you would think that on a shot like that, it would at least hit the rim. And yeah, Swain had inside position, but because it hit the backboard, no rim, it bounced perfectly to him.
Weaver with 2 shots, just 61% of the year. First one off the front rim, the backboard, and it drops. Texas has been very good at the free throw line tonight. 18 out of 23 as a team, 78%. Weaver, second free throw. Around and out, rebound loose, batted to Swain for Xavier. He gets another big board. McKnight on the run out, throws to Conwell. 5 seconds, underneath Fremantle. He dunks it with 1.8 seconds, and the party is on in Dayton. From 13 points down in the second half, the Xavier Musketeers storm back within 50 miles of their campus in front of a roaring Musketeers crowd. And they beat Texas 86-80 to cap the first 4 in scintillating style.
Wow. I mean, the way that just played out, Texas didn't even have the chance to foul in the last possessions of the game. Wow.
Xavier 86, Texas 80. Zach Fremantle, who waited so long for his moment in the tournament, puts down the dunk with 1.8 seconds left, and the clock runs out. Texas, after leading by as many as 13, will lick its wounds back to Austin after a disappointing NCAA tournament loss.
I mean, what better way to cap it off, to end it with Fremantle and the dunk. I mean, the way that his career has gone, the season-ending injuries, for him to be able to finish and go out the way that he went out with the dunk right there. No better way to cap this game than a Fremantle flush.
In some ways, this game was a microcosm of Zach Fremantle's career. We talked about all the adversity he suffered, the injuries. He didn't get to be on the floor in 2023 when Xavier went to the Sweet 16. He thought his season, maybe even his career, was going to be over with a knee injury suffered in December. In the end, he was able to return. He's played great down the stretch. Today, it was the same story. He had 4 fouls. He was limited so often, but he found a way to make big plays for Xavier.
I mean, the 3 that he hit, struggled in the first half. Right, struggled in the first half. Went 0 for 2. Then he hits the 3, gets the assist. I mean, that 7-0 run where he got the assist, got the 5 points in the second half, I think was the reason why they were able to come back into this ball game and led the charge to Xavier fighting back.
Xavier gets the victory over Texas, avenging to some degree the 2023 Sweet 16 loss in Kansas City when the Musketeers lost by a dozen. They win by half a dozen, 86-80 in a thriller in Dayton tonight. Marcus Foster joins us after he went for a season-high 22 points on 8 of 9 shooting, 4 of 5 from three-point range, added a team-high 8 rebounds. Marcus, this was an incredible game in front of an incredible atmosphere. How much did this pro-Xavier crowd do for you to fuel the comebacks?
No, it definitely gave me and all our teammates a huge boost. It felt like a home game in here. I just want to thank all the Xavier fans for popping out and showing us love. We needed every bit of that to pull the win out.
Marcus, you were shooting 18 from 3 in the last 3 games, but tonight, the confidence that you exuded, the threes that you were able to hit, what gave you the confidence to be able to come out here and have the performance that you came out here and showed?
You know, that's just my faith in God. That's just my teammates. My coaches always believing in me. They always know I'm a shooter every time I catch it. They tell me to shoot it regardless of the outcome because they see the work I put in. So I'm just glad my teammates found me today, and that stroke was on.
when you were at Furman, you were part of one of the most famous NCAA tournament upsets of the last 2 years in 2023, a miraculous finish to beat Virginia. So the NCAA tournament seems to agree with you. You guys are moving on to Friday to play 6-seeded Illinois. What do you need to do to maintain this momentum from the second half in particular and beat the Illini?
Honestly, we need to come out and be the harder playing team. That's what we struggled with in the first half and why we got down in such a huge deficit. I didn't feel like we were the harder playing team. I felt like Texas wanted it more than us. As long as we come out in this next round and we really want it on the defensive end, we really want to get stops and rebounds, we'll win the game.
Marcus, a lot of people were upset that you guys got in the tournament over a few teams. What do you say after winning this game? What do you have to say to those people who were upset about that?
I ain't got nothing to say to them for real. I mean, this group, we know what we about. We know we got a great coach, a great staff. They did the same thing to UNC, and they pulled out a huge dub. You can't really worry about what other folks got to say, because at the end of the day, we got the best fan base in the country. And we know they rocking with us regardless, so we straight.
Marcus, we appreciate you. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
That's Marcus Foster of Xavier after his Musketeers defeat Texas by a score of 86-80. Marcus Foster hadn't scored in double figures in more than a month since February 15th against DePaul. He averaged 7.5 points a game. He'd been shooting 18% from three his last 3 games. He goes for a season high, a Xavier career high, 22. He missed just 1 shot from the field. 8 of 9, 4 of 5 from 3, added 8 rebounds. An incredible performance.
He was phenomenal. I mean, the confidence, like we just talked about, he shot 18% from 3 in the last 3 games. And the way that he shot the last 3 games, you wouldn't be able to tell with the way he was letting it fly tonight. And if it wasn't for him, they had no chance to win this ball game.
Zach Fremantle is on our monitor in the Texas locker room, or in the Xavier locker room, I should say, wearing a cowboy hat, Texas Longhorn style. They're going to enjoy the win tonight, but they better get ready, because in 48 hours, a little less than that, they're doing battle against 6-seeded Illinois in Milwaukee as we continue in the Midwest region. 11th-seeded Xavier moving on over 11th-seeded Texas. The final score, Xavier 86. Texas 80. When we return, we'll have more of the All-State Postgame Report. You're listening to the Men's Basketball Tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Something amazing is happening. Despite a citywide blackout, this company is still up and running. That's because CDW deployed and managed a cost-effective Eaton Triplite Series Smart Pro UPS to safeguard equipment easily and reliably. Keep the power on and protect your IT equipment from electrical challenges. Triplite by Eaton and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/triplite.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Welcome to the Tournament Postgame Show on Westwood One, sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Back courtside in Dayton, Nate Gatter, King McClure, our entire Westwood One crew with you. Xavier 86, Texas 80 to close out a terrific first four and kickstart our 2025 NCAA men's basketball tournament. Xavier trailed this game by as many as 13. The Musketeers shot it hot in the second half, 7 of 14 from three. They made 12 threes on 48% shooting from deep for the game. And that ultimately fueled them, those big shots down the stretch, to come back and beat Texas 86-80.
Yeah, I think Marcus Foster summed it up perfectly. Texas in that first half just wanted it more. But then they came out in the second half and they fought. And credit to the crowd. I don't know if Xavier wins this game if the crowd is not propelling them the way that they propelled them, especially down the stretch. To be able to hit those big shots, to be able to continuously fight, I don't know. If they were on the road and this is a neutral site game, a true neutral site game, I don't know if Xavier wins this ball game. I think it was directly due to the crowd is why they won this game, because there were moments where they looked like they were going to tap out, even in the second half. But shout out to the Xavier fans. Marcus Foster said they got some of the best in the country, and we saw it tonight.
Time now to select the player of the game, sponsored by Lowe's. At Lowe's, members save more every day. Join for free today. Lowe's, they help, you save. All right, King, who's your Lowe's player of the game?
Typically I would go with Foster, but I got to go with my man Fremantle. The way that he came out here and performed from start to finish, his ability to be able to impact the game despite the foul trouble, despite all the adversity that he was going through, despite missing the 2 threes early on in the first half, he came out in the second half and battled. He hit the three. He made plays for his teammates. He was able to score one-on-one on the block. Zach Fremantle meant so much to this team. He laid everything he had. He gave everything. He gave everything he had. Oh my goodness, can I speak right now? He gave everything he had and left it all on the floor. But Zach Fremantle is my player of the game because of the effort and the heart and the soul that he gave.
He impressed you so much. He's got you stumbling. He's got you bumbling. He's got you discombobulated.
Words, my man.
Zach Fremantle with the dunk with 1.8 seconds to go in the game.